sorry. Dither more than I already do.
Can't have that.
What? Why am I in here? Why am I in here on my phone? That does not help with what I'm doing right now. Please stop. There we go. No, not that way. This way. Not that way. This way. Thank you. No, I'm okay, phone. Thank you. And then tell people the title. Kind of important. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys the title. That's kind of important. So you kind of need to know that for your record.
I mean, do we?
You know, from that episode.
Yeah, we can just.
You know the one. No,
Yeah,
I don't. I
now
need the
you
name.
Oh, with the aliens, you know.
The one without a name.
The plane, boss. The plane. No one. Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
You sure? I think
Yes,
you might be the only
yes.
one.
Yeah, no clue, buddy.
See?
Wow, really? Ricardo Montalban and Tattoo? Oh my gosh. The plane, boss, the plane. Welcome to Fantasy Island.
I
Nobody?
know of it, but it is so far before my time.
Fucking fetuses.
Uh-huh.
So I get for watching old stuff. Well, old.
Yeah.
Relative. There's stuff way older than that. The hell episode are we on?
Hey, I mean, I've been watching original Doctor Who, so, like, old stuff sometimes, but...
Nerd.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Watch a real sci-fi that's with serious stakes, like the original Battlestar Galactica. The Muppets will sway you, I'm sure. Well, Muppets, the singular Muppet.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Book of Mormon in space, too.
Well, it's a true account.
For
I was about to say it here in the thing. That would have been useless. You guys are already here. Should say it there. Hello? Pretty please? Sugar? No? But why? Copy pasta. Thank you.
Okay, Click and Mila updated.
Oh, Nymoth is updated as well.
So do you want me to like pre-brief Sariana or do it in game?
Might as well do it in game. It's a good opening scene to start with.
Okay.
It's a good opening scene.
Hello, cheap but fancy speakers.
I've had many pet names. That is not one of them. Sure, I wanted really, but I want to be.
Yeah, that sounds a little odd.
I'm well worn. I'm good for running. I don't.
No, speakers, not sneakers.
Oh, that makes way more sense. And on the back of that, hello everybody. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and this is another episode of Star Trek Adventure, well, Halanak Station, a Star Trek Adventure tale, and it is the current stardate. That's helpful. Well, you can see it on the screen above, but it is stardate 60578, and a lot is happening in the hands and on the duties of the crew of the Halanak Station and the USS Da Vinci. And it is getting late into the duty shifts. Sleep is being deprived, but hopefully answers will be revealed rather quickly. It is a two-threat game. We're going to cut our first scene over to Halanak Station, which is in the... No, Upantar. Over Upantar. The Da Vinci's not here. It's away. Off doing a rescue mission. People. And I believe Kovac is finding a certain Opentari in a safe house somewhere.
Yep.
What is this safe house? What is the safe house? Where is it? What does it look like, roughly?
It is on the station, so it is, like just like a simple quarters in the station that kind of, doesn't stand out from anything. It's, probably in, the workers section or something that's fairly heavily trafficked. It's just an apartment in the station somewhere. I
Oh,
have
okay.
several safe houses stashed at different levels of the station.
I was kind of assuming this was like some kind of like hidden bat cave situation. Is it just like an apartment in the residential area that you've reserved for this usage?
Yeah,
Through proxies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's just a safe house, just like a regular safe house is like an apartment in a building or a house on a suburban street. Yeah,
It's got a paper trail leading back years that says it belongs to someone else.
right. Yeah,
Definitely different from where you normally would be, because this is in level 5-1, as opposed to up where your housing is, which is somewhere probably in level 6 or level 7. I would wager.
And I'm sure we rent it fairly regularly. Yeah, we kind of rotate the safe houses and rent, so people get used to seeing people come and go.
The door stands resolute in your way.
I will open the door and go through.
It explodes. Not just kidding.
Romulans, I knew it!
And inside, what is our dear Opentari up to? It's general housing safe house.
Yeah. Not feeling confident that she can continue the investigation on her own and not having much better to do. I am sprawled out on some Upentari furniture. I imagine Upentari furniture is just like a thin box where you can just like let go of your like form and just like goo out. You just unsolid yourself and relax. On the screen is, I imagine, the FIS is still probably like far enough back that we probably still have like televised screens for entertainment, right? We don't have holo decks yet.
Holotech, early holotechnology is a thing. So Tridio, three-dimensional video.
You got the in theory. They understand the whole
Yeah,
photonic technology.
That's fair. Yeah, so I've got there's some three-dimensional display showing some sappy kind of like a telenovela situation, some sappy drama that she is intently watching and snacking.
Floor is yours.
Right, so you mind if I do a quick retcon? I had grabbed a couple of things on my way here.
You certainly could have.
So yeah, I would have swung by my office and honestly grabbed my sidearms, the medium mass driver revolver in a shoulder holster, and the light mass driver revolver in an ankle holster or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually arm up, but grab that. I'd grab one of the quote-unquote burner QECs, quantum entanglement communicators, to take to Seriana, so we have a secure way of keeping in touch. And I would like to pay whatever the opportunity cost is to get another medium mass driver for her.
I'll call it 1 and 1. So 2 currently. 2 threat to me.
Actually, let's make it a light mass driver, something a little bit more concealable. And then I would head over.
Okay. And I won't charge for the burner QEC because communicators are plentiful in the
Right.
What are the stats for a light mass driver then?
It is 2 challenge dice damage, close range, close quarters, reliable, piercing 1.
All right, thank you.
The holographic flickers into a new scene. A swell of music plays and kind of it starts to float out into the hall as you are walking into the door, through the door, I should say. Doorway.
So, have you entered yet?
Sure. And I'll I'll ding the door and head on in.
Yeah, she kind of like groans and mumbles to herself that, well, now I'll never know. Now I'll never find out who her mother is, and she turns off the television, or the 3D vision, and like I imagine she opens the peephole and looks first and says password.
She says password. Kovic says, "Open the damn door, Sariana."
Do you know how many shapeshifters and holograms and whatever nots there are out there? I hear the Romulans or the Cardassians can surgically modify themselves to look like anything else. I had to ask, and then she opens the door.
So Brylov will step in. Here, I brought you a couple of presents. And I hand her the light mass driver in a little holster and the QEC.
Oh, we going hunting?
Well, since there's at least been one attempt on your life and one kidnapping, I figure might give you an opportunity to shoot back. I'm not a big fan of the things myself, but needs must when the devil drives.
Yeah, I once I thought I could make it through the surface without killing anyone, but I will do what I must to keep myself safe, I suppose. Thank you. And she puts on the holster and sheaths the gun.
Yes, well, I often find that just shooting a person in their ambulatory member sometimes works just as well. Just keep that under your coat. So, and then Kovic will go and scramble the TV, the holo projector, so it emits that kind of weird level of noise that makes it really hard to eavesdrop. Basically secure the cabin against eavesdropping if I can.
Give me control security, difficulty of 2. Assisted by stations communication security.
I don't think I have a focus for this. So take a threat for the 3rd die. There's the 2. Somebody wants to grab the station.
I got it. The station is rolling. Home security. Is that communications?
Yes.
2 M's. No dice, I'm afraid.
Well, 2 dice, really.
Still, we made it. Yeah.
Too many dice, as it happens.
Yes, that will succeed.
And since we're at the top of the scene, before I forget, take another threat.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 questions. Where is Rule? And where is the Klingon ambassador whose name I'm blanking on right now?
Chig. Commander Chig.
Well, wait a minute, because that's not who I want to ask about then. Where is it?
I'll check, make sure his name actually is displayed. I might be. You guys can see it. Good. I want to make sure.
We can see Check, yeah.
Good. Good.
Boldly on the map.
So okay, the Kryptonauts said to check with Sapientia, Rule, and there was a Klingon name in there, I thought. That wasn't Chegg.
Graukin.
Graukin. Who's Graukin?
Is that one of your questions? No. No, Graukin is the Klingon mercenary leader that you guys grabbed off of Upentar.
He was consortium of Tay, I believe?
Okay.
Question mark? Unless I'm mistaken.
Okay. So yeah, but then I do want to know where Chegg is too.
Rule is currently not on the station.
Well, and let me make that a bit broader and potentially vaguer. More like what are their like kind of daily routines like now? I mean, where generally can they be found at various points of the day? That's the kind of information I want to know.
Generally, you would find Rule in the their office in level 2, because that's where the liaison offices are.
Okay.
Same with the Klingon and also that's the liaison office for Ryloth. But yes, you'd normally find Rule in level 2. Chegg you'd normally find there as well. If they're not there, then you would generally find them on level 5-2, so shared recreational facilities and such. So either level 2 or level 5. 5-2 specifically, because they have...
Or one of the spots Rule lately likes to stand and watch things.
Yes.
So, okay, good enough. Let me look at Constable really quickly. Okay, I'll keep that one in my back pocket. Okay, thanks. So, do you have a tall glass of something? Because I have a lot to tell you.
Yeah. The kitchen was pretty bare bones, but I got someone to help stock me up, and then she'll go and start making a drink. Do you want anything?
No, I'm good, thanks. He holds up his to-go cup of coffee with two of the fingers that are around the disposable container holding a burning cigarette or a burning dope stick.
Never change, Kovac, never change. Now, so, what have you found out?
Well, there's all sorts of nefarious doings going on. Do you want the bad news or the really bad news?
Here's bad news first.
Okay, the bad news is that the Minister of Defense or his agents appear to have hired an outside mercenary consortium called the Consortium of Tay to carry out the various sabotage against you, do some hacking, and generally other things. It appears that as a Savix cast, he would normally go through the Upentari to deal with space-based problems, but this not being something he can do in his current position, and detecting a danger from the stars, he apparently is thinking to use foreign mercenaries and powers to his own advantage, and appears to be doing it quite effectively. Consortium of Tay, we believe, are on the station, and they kind of come from all over the Alpha and Beta quadrants. That pattern matches the hacking pattern of the people who went in and wiped all of your data, which trail ended at the diplomatic level too, somewhere, where I couldn't follow terribly easily. Beyond that, there's also a group called the Kryptonauts, who I believe you have met and who were kind enough to give you a warning or two.
Mm-hmm.
I have made something of a deal with them. The previous harmonizer worked with them on a semi-regular basis. We don't have that kind of relationship yet, so my deal's going to cost me something along the way. But I think I got some useful and actionable intelligence out of them. I believe they warned you that somebody was after you and would try to recruit you, and if you turned them down, would kill you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's probably still true, and that's probably Jaffa's people. Speaking of Jaffa's people, the military has a much increased presence throughout the station, uniformed military personnel showing up everywhere there's a Starfleet officer or a harmonizer. They appear to be placing themselves in the position to move quickly if they ever get the orders to do so. But now for the really bad news.
1 second. Do we know what the Secretary of Defense's end goal is? Is it to take the government and rule in a military junta?
Could be, but I don't have any definite information on that.
Okay.
But perhaps the really bad news.
Really
will
bad news?
enlighten you.
That was only average bad news before.
She kind of like raises a finger for a second and then downs her finished drink and then says, "All right, go."
So I had to call in all of my chips on this, particularly ones that reside with the presiding speaker, who told me the tale of the ever-flowing river on Upantar, which of course was his way of talking about the Upantari and FIS feeling of understanding and sharing that understanding. Now, the parable has different interpretations. You Upantari tend to want to share information freely and widely, while other people want to kind of, hold it close, and some may be even willing to kill to protect and keep that information from getting out. I have it on the highest authority that Jaffa is one such person. In fact, my informant tells me that if they had the opportunity, they themselves would kill Jaffa. It appears that Jaffa is a member of the Shadows of Umbara.
This is bad.
Oh, it's very bad. So it also has to do with why the prime director, the presiding speaker is in the position he was in. He was formerly, as you know, Minister of Defense. It turns out that when the Halanak agreement was being decided upon, not many people wanted to. There was a lot of disagreement, as you know, about whether or not the Federation should be the polity of choice for the FIS to ally itself with. Well, the previous speaker was willing to resign his position if that would ensure that the Federation, with whom the Halanak agreement was made, and at that point, of course, there's a vacuum. And Varys tells me he took the speakership specifically to prevent Jaffa to keep Jaffa from the assembly. Unfortunately, in doing that, there was nothing to stand in the way of Jaffa's taking the Ministry of Defense. Now, the Savix cast, as you well know, are always ready to defend their biomes. Terrestrial-based threats, land, water, they have no problem dealing with themselves. But problems in space, they really have learned that you need someone more space-based to deal with it. Like I said, normal FIS operations, they go to the Upentar or even the in theory. But in this case, they can't. Jaffa can't. So he's seeking outside help from organizations and polities from beyond the FIS to put himself in a position to do whatever he wants to do. Varys seems to think that he would be far more delighted with either the Romulans or even the Klingons as the beneficiaries of the Halanak agreement. But I think that his ultimate plan may well be, as you say, to rule as a junta, or at least to be in more keeping with his organization, perhaps the power behind the throne, the Grey Eminence. But in any event, all of this is going to come to a head soon. I have some leads that I need to get out there pulling, and honestly, my plan may provoke as much chaos as it eventually will prevent. I have some trees I need to shake pretty hard. Now, from my lights, you can do two things. You can stay low and stay here. If the Da Vinci was still in, I would have gotten you aboard there. You can work with Captain Thralic to delay being brought before the Minister of Defense, because the last time he didn't go through your chain of command, which is where Captain Thralic sits now. Or you could go and hear out his offer and try and find out more that way. If the Chrononauts are correct, and I have no reason to believe they aren't, and the first move is to pitch you on their plan, particularly since you've kind of set yourself up as a fellow increased defense, we need to have a bit more power and power projection capability of our own than we do type very publicly. You could be seen as a useful tool. Now, I'm not going to kid you, that's insanely dangerous. If they discover you're there trying to gather intelligence, they'll kill you. I have no doubt. Maybe not immediately, but I don't think you'll survive that revelation. And let's be honest, sometimes you've not been the most subtle of individuals with your attempts at subterfuge and clandestine operations. But it's a move.
Still, I have to do my part for King and Country. I can't have everyone else on the ship's senior crew risking their life to do the good fight and hide in here watching soap operas. If I can be rigged with a invisible recording device of some kind that can transmit audio to you, that way, in the off chance if I don't make it, you can still receive what happens to me. Then I say I should attempt to meet with them. At the very least, even if it costs everything, I will still have gotten you some information and wasted some of their time. And quite frankly, that's more than I'm doing in here.
Oh, okay. Inside security difficulty 3. Would that be observation, maybe?
You could use that, yeah.
Intuitive?
Yeah.
Guess that knocks down to 2. Okay.
It's around. You're free to assist because it's an audible thing. You might hear it or notice it that something's off.
Okay.
Oh God.
So, I'll tell you what. I will give you 3 for 4 because I don't really want to whiff this. Ooh, Kovic, settle down.
You said you didn't want to whiff.
That's true. So 2. I dropped it down to 2 with intuitive. So it looks like we gained 4.
Yeah, you both notice that the sound that you're hearing has changed, and both of you are trained enough one of you is well trained in the security arts, and one of you you have hearing abilities. You can hear that it sounds. It goes through a certain frequency, a certain fluctuation that makes it hard for people to hear things across various species. But you notice it's changed into a sort of into a pattern that sounds similar, but there's a gap. It's almost like someone just adjusted the dial enough that it's blocking out some people, but not certain other people. That just changed as you were talking.
Hold that thought. I believe we may have some unexpected guests in our dinner party.
That you, 315798?
For 2 momentum, it could be.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you see in the hologram, the holo screen pops on, and you see the numbers. A bluish sphere appears in the 3-dimensional space, and you see 3-dimensional numerals turn, and then the numerals face the two of you.
Oh.
I'll make an insight science check to think about, like, on a computational scale, what that might mean.
Insight science, insight engineering, difficulty of 2.
I don't think I'm familiar with this at all. Investigative technique?
I wouldn't take it here.
No, that's what I thought. All right, Shackleton Affairs.
It wouldn't fall under that.
In that case, I'll just roll flat. 1 momentum, 2 threat.
Oh, you got it.
Diff. Yeah, I got 1 back. Did you say diff 2?
Yep.
Okay, so I got 2 back.
2 momentum generated. Yeah, you recognize that's the frequency that the Federation and most Alpha Quadrant species use to keep a matter-antimatter system stabilized.
I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second. Could you repeat that? It's a what?
It's the frequency that is used to contain a matter-antimatter reaction, basically, in most Alpha Quadrant species.
And that frequency is in the noise-making machine?
Well, you're seeing the number, like
like
you see a blue sphere, and the numerals are these 3-dimensional numbers that were kind of swirling, and then they face toward the two of you.
Kovic, does this calculation mean something to you? Why is the screen displaying the numbers for a matter-antimatter reaction?
You see you see words appear in the 3-dimensional space below the numbers. Sorry, comma, we needed to be sure you were okay, period.
Yeah, I look at Kovic and I'm flashing inquisitive colors as if I'm expecting him to explain this.
Well, I mean, they came to see you this same kind of way in your office.
Did they? Am
Yeah.
I forgetting that? Oh my god. Okay. Never mind then. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. In that case, I'll say, "Oh, it's you again. What are you here for? How can you help us?"
So far, she's fine. Making sure no one else is listening. Well, thanks for that.
Thank you.
So, no worries. They also gave me some useful people to talk to. But back to what we were saying. Again, infiltrating even just the extent of hearing their offer is a dangerous idea. But if you want to do it, GM, when it comes to FIS surveillance technology, is there anything like what Sariana is describing, a very small, very difficult to detect, wirelessly transmitting?
That'd be within their tech ability. They'd be able to do that.
I'd say also you've got Smiley Face. You can ask some people nicely and get some other technology.
Right, because we kept Laura here. Okay, so also, how likely would the FIS be to be on the lookout for subspace transmissions versus quantum entanglement translations, assuming you can even detect those?
You can detect that quantum entanglement communication is occurring with their tech, but you wouldn't be able to intercept it because you'd need to know what precise frequency they're talking on.
But most FIS security officers, like native officers, military officers, how likely would they be? They're obviously going to be scanning for quantum transmissions because they're used to it. How likely would they be to be scanning subspace for like Starfleet kind of transmissions?
It depends, but in general, the standard training pre-agreement is to look for quantum entanglement, not subspace. More recent officers, especially those who work in tandem with Starfleet, like Sariana, would have been a lot brought up to date a little more to watch out for subspace as well. So it depends if there's someone who's more Halanak station trained, or if there's someone who's working off training pre-agreement. Which that's a lot of the other fleets, like the attack fleets and so on, they work on another security arms. And the only harmonizer group that really is on the ball on that currently is yours, because the other ones don't really need it yet until... they will over time get better at it, but currently only people who work directly with Halanak Station personnel would really be looking for it.
It's a risk, but we might be better off if you're wanting to do this and to have wear a wire that we use non-FIS communications technology. Jaffa and his people may not be set up to or even think about scanning for it.
That would be a good idea. Really, it is the folly of the nationalists to forget about the rest of the world. I think that would be I think if anything's going to work, that would work. When we have access to some kind of micro Starfleet recorder.
Maybe. Or maybe from another source.
You thinking even more exotic than Starfleet?
Well, there are other polities present on the station.
Well, sometimes it's easy to forget that.
Yeah, the Ferengi for one. So, okay. Give me an hour and then report into Captain Frolic. The Minister of Defense will find out you're on duty and will probably call on you again, but you being kind of a reghead and well known to be, make them go through your chain of command. And then go. And hopefully within that hour, I'll get what we need.
Sounds like a plan. I'll get right on it.
Good luck. And if things go south, scream. I'll try to have people nearby, or hopefully even myself.
I would say I can take care of myself, but we both know that's not true. Although, I won't judge you too harshly if this is it, because this appears to be the greatest threat we've faced as a station thus far.
Well, don't
The
sell
important
yourself
thing
short.
is that they lose.
Don't sell yourself short, Captain of the Stars. You may not be so hot in politics yet, but you're getting there, and they don't give people the rank of Captain of the Stars just because who don't know how to take care of themselves. Don't lose confidence. And then Kovic will
Yes, sir.
make his way out.
All right. I'll wait a little bit to give him some buffer time, and then eventually I'll do that.
An hour.
We cut over to the USS Da Vinci A, new scene. By this point, the away team would have been able to return from the surface as the shuttles are able to launch forth once more.
All right, lovely. We'll get the crew, the civilian crew, sorted. You know, they had a couple injured, right?
Minor injuries and such, yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly, it's just finding somewhere to land their small craft so they know they're safe.
We've got a big enough hangar deck.
Yeah. And I might presume that there may be a scene between the captain of the ship and its XO. I don't know if that'd be in the ready room or elsewhere.
No, because I called Admiral Trailblazer.
Oh, I bite my tongue. You're right.
Yep.
That
that's
would be
while he's arriving. So Rylov's in the background sorting out what the hell the civilians are going to stay on the ship for now.
Have you on the bridge for the time being. And you're able to get in touch with the Admiral. There he is. He's huge. Just kidding.
Huge for someone who can't see themselves getting punched.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. Oh, they're subspace static. Yes, you're able to, he appears on your screen. He's in his ready room aboard the Victoria.
Admiral, I wanted to see if you could look into something. I've found something out here that matches a description from some of your old reports. And I'll transmit our scans on the Rainbow Road.
Seeing it now? His mercurial eyes flicker a little bit in puzzlement and then immediately clear as he recognizes what it is. Oh. Well, I can tell you this isn't Alcarn or Aldemona make, but someone's getting very close to mimicking the process. Though I don't know how they do that. It's very advanced technique. Strange. Where did you see this again?
The location is in the files.
Well, that doesn't match up. That's not one of our old roads. So it's not something that, it's not a shadow of something we built. Not in this timeline, anyway. And it wouldn't cross temporal barriers because it's a subspace tunnel.
Are any of the major alpha and beta quadrant powers within, the same technological epoch needed to do this, or is it, could a small boost get them there, or does it require technology far beyond?
It's within the same sphere as artificial wormholes. Everyone's playing in that space currently, but no one's willing to throw the entire imperial or civilization-wide budget at it. The closest was the Romulans. Then the war happened. But I have heard that there are some groups in the private smaller groups that are specializing in subspace tunneling and wormhole manipulation, subspace manipulation in general, really, outside of the normal warp bubble sphere. Let me get the file. I know I saw it in my notes here somewhere. Okay.
Well, your records make this seem like this road is going to be disastrous for this area of space.
It definitely will be if they don't do it properly. Subspace tear would wreck any sort of warp travel in the region, never mind the various gravitational shifts in space-time it might cause. If anyone's tunneling that far out, they either they don't know someone's out there, or they don't care. Yes. You see him lean forward toward a console, and you see something scan one of his eyes, and he sits back and types some more. Is this the only one you've seen so far?
Yes.
What do you know of the Thoth Institute?
Nothing.
Well, they are a rather small group that has made itself more than a little... has crossed my desk a few times. Let me get you their file. Aha. Processing, unlocking the file for you now. Stand by. Also, congratulations on your command. Didn't recognize your name at first when the channel came through.
The 10th Fleet is a fast-moving...
May it never change. So this Thoth Institute has been playing in. If any private group would be playing with that sort of tech, they would be the sort who might be. They're in the right part of space, and they're the sorts that might try something like this in the Shackleton. We don't know a ton about them, unfortunately. What little bits we've heard about them has been through passing encounters with the Gungnir and other ships in the region near the Narindra station frontier on the Shackleton side. So we're aware of them, and I've been keeping an eye on what few papers they publish to see if they're doing anything remarkably stupid, which that is something I have to read every so often. Some of it's actually quite insightful, but the ethics of their methodology leave a lot for me to be desired, even by Alcaran standards. That said, though, I can't imagine how they built it that far out. The latest data seems to indicate that they're flying around in old Oberths. I mean, flexible things, they can see a lot, but they have their limitations, especially in the Shackleton.
All right. Are there any assets that the research fleet can dedicate to investigating this, or am I the closest?
You're currently the closest, and for 2 momentum, he might say something beneficial.
Sure.
Only might.
I got a new dog recently. No. Hey, E. Guffey, I know the Oberth has limitations. That's what makes them fun. That's why I like Oberths. Fear the battle canoe with a sense that's basically a sensor boat. But that wasn't the thing for the 2 momentum, by the way. Just that clear. You are the closest, but I can spare one of my vessels from the fleet to look into it. If you can hang about for a little bit, we'll have someone out. Even if all you can do is set out some sensor buoys and get what data you can, we should have someone there. Whoops! Oh no, DM just hit something he wasn't supposed to. Nope. I'm okay. We can have someone there in about 4 days to do a deep research of the area.
All right. I will coordinate with Captain Thralic. I would like to investigate this further, but the Da Vinci is not set up to handle the Thoth if they're not friendly. It'll take me some time to adapt the Da Vinci to their specific type of threat.
I appreciate any help you can give. If just send me any updates if you do leave any assets in the area or you get any new information. In the meantime, I'll start pulling up some of the data files back in Alcara and in the Memory Alpha database. There may be more. I may be able to dig at this and figure out what they're trying to do, because I don't think this is the same thing as the Rainbow Road. His eyes glitter in annoyance for a second. But it's similar enough that I'm concerned, and it's best that the more information we have, the more I can brief you and your and Halanak Station on what's going on out there.
All right. For now, could you ensure that any communication about this to Halanak is Starfleet eyes only?
Will do.
Thanks for all the help, Admiral. Haifa out. And I'll walk out onto the bridge. Say, Centurion. I spoke with Admiral Trailblazer. This is not them. Someone else. He has likely candidates, and I'll hand Rylov a pad.
And he'll, take that, look at it, give a nod. Shall we commence a scan to eliminate the possibility of a Klingon vessel in the region, Captain? Or simply focus on the
Two-pronged
recovery of the
approach.
vessel?
Yeah, let's actually, on that note, Ensign Selek, I need a 4-day dispersal pattern for putting out probes.
Working on it as we speak, Captain.
We'll spend. I turn back to Rylov. We'll spend the next 4 days in a sensor pattern putting out probes and waiting on the R&D ship to get here.
Yes, Captain.
I kind of point on Rylov's pad. This is what concerns me. None of their normal way with holding confrontation is not what we're set up to deal with. So I want to get back to dry dock. I want to harden the computers, maybe shift some personnel around to from the normal offensive security departments to maybe augment engineering and go through some training on new and special ways to use the deflector dish, because we're gonna have to defend ourselves from things we're not used to, and I'm not gonna go in there until we're ready for that.
Understood, Captain. I will make mention that the captain of the civilian vessel mentioned his logs could potentially be recovered, his sensor data, and that might provide us insight. They didn't have full time to go through and confirm what they saw.
Okay. We'll spend 2 days on the search pattern. That'll give time to scan for Klingons and send plan to send a false flag back to maybe draw out any Klingons as well. And then we'll come back and once we hand off to the R&D ship, we'll conduct a quick recovery of the damaged ship.
Yes, Captain. I recommend keeping a close eye on the vessel given the suspected temperament with its warp core.
Yeah, agreed. I'm really going to be counting on you to make sure we can get in a place that the Thoth won't be a threat to us.
I'll do the reading, Captain.
And then Haifa kind of turns back to the bridge and says more loudly, from here on out, until otherwise notified, no one communicates anything about the sensor anomaly to anyone not in Starfleet, with the exception of Centurion Rylov. And I kind of turn back to Rylov and say in a somewhat lower tone, but not quiet, that the FIS is not in a position to respond responsibly. They're more likely to shoot themselves in the foot at the moment if they hear this. Basically, they barely handled the last crisis. I'm not giving them another one to go crazy about.
Seawax spins around in her chair and says, the data you requested is complete, Captain.
All right. look at Rylov and say, if you want to go ahead and get working on that threat analysis, Centurion, I'll take the bridge.
Yes, Captain. I mean, he doesn't really need to go anywhere to do that. He can just be right here.
Well, I didn't know if you might want to go down to one of the research stations or something. That's up to you, right?
I mean, he's pulling up information, going through it, and trying to put things together in terms of how we could best counter something.
Well, yeah, so the information we have on them is that they like to use offensive programming and they like to manipulate space, particularly the phenomena in the Shackleton, to defend and attack others. So
Yeah, then
my thought is
Sorry,
basically we need to harden our computers and prepare to defend that way. But we also need basically to be experts at using the deflector to dissipate anomalies, right? If they create some small black hole or they rip some hole in some subspace or something, we need to be able to, like, on the fly respond to that specific issue with the deflector.
Then his best spot to do that from is the bridge, because that's not just a security problem, that's science engineering. Security definitely has a part to play, but computer systems sounds more like a science/engineering, depending on what aspect of it. Potentially security.
Well, Haifa's going to try to be a this is what I need, not this is how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Captain.
No, that was more of a however the GM rules that one to go statement. But he would either way have to work with people in science engineering to let them inform them of changes, etc., etc. So,
what specific thing are you trying to harden first? What's your priority? Better way to put that.
computer systems.
So I will call this, and you have time to work on it. So I will say, control plus science difficulty, at least 2. Well, I'll give you a range 1, 2, 3. You can call out the difficulty. Assisted by computer plus science, and the number you hit, you call it the number first, and if you hit it, that's the new difficulty that is required to penetrate the Da Vinci.
Yeah, so that would be one where he taps away, sees what likely needs to be done, and then goes over to Ensign Mila to be like, okay, that's what we need to do, because he's not a scientist.
I have
Yes,
a question.
sir.
Before Rylov gets started on this, can I have a role to help everyone who works on these plans of actions?
Did you have something in mind? Because I have something.
Creating an advantage that they can use on their role.
I'd actually go so far as to call this a type of rally. Instead of more of a stirring speech, more of a, this is you giving clear indication what you're looking for, what your expectations are. So press command difficulty 0. Or control command, because you can be detailing out plans and stuff.
Let's see. I have a determination, or I have a milestone from when we fought the thing that's like the Traveler or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
When I adapted the phasers to be able to fight him in space, since that was fighting an unusual enemy for the first time, would you take that here?
I would, yeah. You've never really encountered the Thoth before, so they are a weird enemy.
Then I'll
Atypical, maybe a better way. But same
spend
difference.
that on ask questions first, then act, because we are trying to figure out how to handle them before just blatantly going in there and learning.
Yeah. We'll wait till they show up and then we'll figure it out. Like, no. Let's do our homework first.
And then focus in either computers or Starfleet Protocol.
Either one would work here, I would say, given what you're trying to do.
Is there anything I could do with a trait? Because it's already diff 0.
Give yourself a free hit if it reduces difficulty. Yeah.
Okay. Then project manager.
I will take that. So that'll give you a free hit.
So 5.
5 momentum generated.
One second, I'll be right back. But yeah, Ryla would be asking her for help, or Mila for help with that hardening roll.
Sure thing, Centurion. I'll make sure those guys can't get in. So, okay. Mila will spend a determination on her value of safety first. That seems to be right on the nose of what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Does not have a focus, unfortunately. So she's going to go for diff 5.
Roger.
So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 1 threat and 4 momentum for 4 dice and the rest of a full minute, and also to activate Daring Science. Oh, Mila. Okay, she's going to re-roll the whiff. That's 5 with the determination spend.
Plus computer science of the vessel.
And an assist from Ryloff, so.
And this is from my love, y'all.
No dice from the ship.
Sorry about that.
How the hell do you have so many traits?
Me?
There are no cap on traits, and he's been playing Ryla for a long time.
I have not been playing Ryla for that long at all.
So he's cheating, is what you're saying.
No.
Actually, who is the oldest character in the game? Ven, Thralic, or Ryla?
That would be Thralic.
Thralic, yeah.
Okay.
Before he started rolling dings at the end of every game, there's a while there where Rylov rolled really well with a reputation.
Frolic served on the Kismet, didn't they?
Thralic was a support character on the Tiger Squadron portion of the Kismet game.
Okay.
Did you need me to roll something for Ryla there?
An assist.
Okay. Reason Science was the first one. Could he assist with security?
He could, yeah.
Or, yep. Team dynamics. Given he's assisting.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, no. Don't do that, computer. Slow down. There we go.
What difficulty was trying to be achieved?
Target number was 5.
There.
Oh, did she determination her way to that?
Yep.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think y'all came out with 6.
Nice.
Yep,
Oh,
sounds
1
good.
gained.
That's about as secure as I can make the systems, sir, without tearing them down in dry dock.
Well, that should work. The longer it takes anyone to try and get in, the better it is for us.
So is this like a standing advantage, or how does this work?
It's a standing order you have in effect, yeah. So standing advantage.
And it does it. I mean, I guess my question there: do we lose that at the end of the episode? So like, we need to go
No,
do this
I won't
now,
do
or-
that to you.
Okay.
That's worth asking, though. Centurion Ryloff says, security officer, once you seem to be stepping away, it looks like you're finishing up. Can I request a meeting when you're ready?
Yes, Ensign.
Thank you. Turn back to their station, waiting to see when you're ready.
He'll just make a gesture to the side room is, I guess, this way. Like
Oh.
that place. That seems good enough.
Oh, right now? Oh, okay, good. I stab you. No, I'm just kidding.
Great, you can try.
You see, it's a human security ensign. Recent addition to the Da Vinci.
Mm-hmm.
By recent, I mean the last 6 months. So,
Recent enough.
Centurion. I just wanted to raise a concern, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to take it. I'm hoping it'll be of help and not a hindrance to our command structure. So I wanted to follow the appropriate protocols. So understand that I am not challenging for your position in any way. This is a feedback request through the chain of command. It dawns on you without rolling. They've misunderstood how the command structure of the Romulan fleet works. They think they're mixing up Klingon structures with Romulan structures somehow.
I think there's probably just the momentary blinking of, I'm sorry, Ensign. Did you believe I was about to stab you?
Yes, Centurion. But I don't want to duel you for your position, sir.
That is Klingon, Ensign.
I'm sorry?
The Klingons duel for chains and places of command.
Oh, I thought Romulans did too. They don't. Oh, they don't. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Centurion, sir, Centurion. Sorry. Oh, no.
Carry on, Ensign Kennett.
Oh, right. What was I gonna say? Right. I'm a little concerned that we seem to be gearing up for a fight with a bunch of scientists. And I think that may be not appropriate for a search and rescue vessel to be doing, especially since we,
Our search and rescue.
Yes, sir. I mean,
I believe the precautions we are currently looking towards taking are not to set out and chase them down or hunt down any particular individuals. It is, should they prove to be troublesome or be inclined in the direction of hostility, we are not caught unprepared.
Presence command difficulty 2.
Presence command. Potentially team dynamics or focus and precautions.
Team dynamics, I'll take, certainly.
I was like, given we're talking about precautions being taken. I know none of his talents will help here, because none of them are about reassuring people.
I'll add that there's a complication increase because you're Romulan. It's not a mistrust thing, it's an ignorance thing. She's very much confusing how this works, and you kind of have to guide her like, no.
Okay, I mean...
She might misunderstand something.
with-
Like, if you bring up the word honor, it's like, aha, no, don't get excited.
Yeah, I'm sure that combined with, like, he's subtle
Yeah.
doesn't help. So, yeah, increased complication. What was the difficulty in 2?
Just 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll go. I should make sure I have that. Yeah, I'll give you a momentum 2 threat. There we go. Then we make we make 3 momentum off of that. So there we go. That's nice. There we go.
You're able to clarify. There's other, like, little questions that the ensign has, and you're able to clarify them fairly quickly. And then it's... All right, sir. Thank you for hearing my concern, sir. Centurion, sir.
Centurion or sir is fine, Ensign.
Right. Yes, sir.
I take it you wish this conversation logged just for the sake of posterity?
Yes, that's probably... Yes, sir.
Very well. If there's nothing else, you may return to your station.
And she returns to her station. When you see her, Haifa, you see the ensign's seems a little shaken up, but just kind of tugs at her uniform in a way that she's seen in a hollow once, and then she goes to sit down and gets back to work.
Mm-hmm. And he'll just, head back out, and it's like nothing happened. The next stage was, we had what? Hardening computer systems, deflector array, and what was the other thing you wanted to Haifa?
Yeah, computers, deflector array, and then the search pattern. I don't think we actually got to doing it. I wanted Select to send a message back to Thralic that basically everything was all right. We'll update you when we get there. But there might be some Klingons that are engaged in piracy. We're currently, not. Yeah, there are pirates. There are possibly Klingon pirates out here, and for tactical reasons, we don't wish to engage with them right now. And then send that on like the weakest encryption we've got to basically try to bluff any Klingons that may be out there hiding.
Or whoever's in their model of ship.
Yeah, to show themselves.
Give me presence command, assisted by communications command, difficulty 2.
Is this my presence command?
Yes.
Focus in impersonation or cultural studies?
I'd take cultural studies.
I'll spend a momentum.
That precious momentum, hogging it all. plus the ship's comms command. Oh, you gained it back. You send out the weak encryption and maybe add a couple little details to make it seem... Add that little authenticity to it, like a little extra reports. Probably unimportant ones that you don't care if people see. It's like, oh, this looks really important. It's not really, but it looks official, you know?
And the basic gist of the message, I don't want to come out and say it too clearly, but I do want the theme of the message to be like, oh, I'm weak, don't attack me, please, Klingons. But like in a Starfleet manner.
Yeah.
Vessel is presently incapable of dealing with such a potential hazard.
Yeah.
Requesting an update to our standing orders in regards to this consideration.
The message is sent, the bait is set out, and a new scene begins.
Sorry for being confusing, Thralik.
Yeah, how dare you? I've definitely never done anything like that.
As Captain of Star Sirana, back on Halanak Station, I believe you report for duty. At the tail end of the shift, but, you know, you're reporting in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will confidently stroll out. Well, confidently, I will stroll out onto the main level of the control deck, and is Frolic there?
Yes, I'll say she is there. And I'll say she's, like, in the middle of preparing for duty handoff, actually.
Commander Frolic, I know I have been taking some personal leave at the moment, but I have decided to return to duty. When you are finished with your shift, you can hand off to me.
Captain Stars, welcome back. In future, if you're on personal leave, I would appreciate being informed of such. I know that handoff between Admiral Pender and myself was a little rough, but there are still procedures to go through for proper authorization.
Yes, I do apologize for the hasty nature of it. There was a family emergency, as it were. And she kind of like leans in and says, she says in like a low whispery tone, like, Commander Harmonizer Kovac would be able to tell you more about it. She leans back out and says, but yes, I will be sure to give you the 2 weeks notice next time.
Right. Well then.
Captain, communication update from the Da Vinci. Sending to your panel now.
All right, I'll pull that up. I'll scan it. GM, does anything stand out to me about it, or does this scan to me like a regular communication?
Insight command difficulty of, I'll say 2. You haven't been working with Haifa that long.
Okay.
Oh no, you're in trouble. Complication. Let's send out reinforcements. No.
Well,
yeah.
That like I will say we served on the same ship for many months together.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah.
With and Thralik was the XO, so I was reporting to Thralik the most. Actually, no, that's not true. I don't think I was on the Da Vinci value. Yeah, you're right.
Let's see.
I forgot the old skip over Rylov.
Yeah.
Keeps happening.
Focus of military history, GM. So this is an ambush ploy.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. I would like to buy.
It might become obvious when when I make the reference to all the Corbomite we've seen. Because Haifa really likes looking at the dramatic interpretations of Captain Kirk's old blogs.
Fantastic. Trait of Hoplite Commander here.
Not edge case enough, no.
Okay. Trait of Decorated Military Family.
Yeah, the Andorians would have pulled stunts like this before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the Andorians, there is a word in Andorian that specifically means to fool a Klingon.
Yeah, probably. All right, so I generate 3 off that.
Yeah, you're able to see between the lines. There's little hints and nods that Haifa's done, but you see what she's doing.
Yeah, the initial name of the doctrine was actually about fooling Tellarites and Vulcans, but once the Federation
Yeah.
became a thing, they had to update the doctrine for the new enemy.
Look, you have to have some degree of like cultural syncretism to join the Federation. Like it's a prerequisite. All right, so I'll scan this over and then send back a quick response saying, on the same encryption frequency, I'll send back a response saying, Da Vinci, hold your position. We are unable to send reinforcements at this time. Entrust best course of action to commanding officer.
Roll me presence command as an assist, like a single die. You're generating momentum because you're assisting with the lie.
I can imagine any Klingon reading this. Wait. They're not strong enough, and their commanding officer tells them just to wait.
Uh-huh.
We can't do anything. Just wait.
Yeah, we're saying, sorry, we can't send reinforcements. Hold position. All right, so focus in military history again here.
Yep.
Now, I'm technically assisting here. Does that mean my assist talents will apply to the previous roll?
Mm-hmm, it would.
Cool. So previous roll gains a reroll, if you'd care to use it. From advisor. And yep.
2 momentum
And
gain.
also generates a bonus momentum. That must be spent on that roll. Well, So.
With that bonus momentum, can I ask? I guess. Is there any from watching the outgoing and incoming communications line, does it look like they're being intercepted?
You could spend it for that, yeah.
Sure.
And they are.
See,
Well,
it sounds
also-
spooky, but I'm sure it's just like the equivalent of a 24th century fishing trawler.
I will also ask GM if looping into that plan is enough to trigger methodical planning for further rolls related to this.
No, because you're not the main mover.
Yep.
In this case.
Thought so, but... All right then. Turn back to Sayrana and say, "Apologies, Captain Stars. Had a brief communication with the Da Vinci and needed to address. It's all resolved now."
Oh, it is perfectly okay. I understand that the Da Vinci's mission is highly important and that you must coordinate it, At any given time, we can all be on our own mission. And we must always execute it to our best ability.
Of course. Well, here is the important details from this duty shift.
Oh, thank you.
And the Lieutenant can catch you up on anything further. I'll be heading down to the med bay if you need me.
Oh, are you not feeling well?
I'm feeling fine, Captain. Just a few things that have been on the back burner too long.
Of course, of course. Um, just, just, take care of yourself.
You as well, Captain. And Captain Thralic will head out.
Those are the lifts and stuff, so you go off. So Throg, you head down into medbay, you say?
Yeah, I'm heading down to medbay.
What are you doing down there?
I am beginning the procedure of removing one of the kind of crude mechanical arms and replacing it with a clone grafted arm. Doing them one at a time.
It makes perfect sense for Thralic in character to do this, but it is kind of deeply alarming to me that we might have one of our senior-most members under the knife for surgery while there's an active potential coup situation developing.
Yeah?
Yeah. That'd be really bad, wouldn't it?
I mean, you're lucky the doctor's a Vulcan. I feel like the Vulcan is like the hardest Federation species to like pay off to kill someone during a surgery.
Oh, well, you know, it's not their shift right now. They swapped, you see. So.
Oh,
She's
no.
also on the
Also-
ship, not the station.
The two-edged sword there is that if you can convince them through argument, it's free. They'll just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that argument. I hate that argument, but it's true.
You don't have to bribe them, you just tell them it's the right thing to do, and if they believe you...
You convince them of the logic of this path.
Mm-hmm.
You overhear someone having a conversation with a ship in your space. Dagon, you Piantoso? You want to be at one of the main docks. Well, you're not slated for it currently. Yes, I'm aware. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, could this wait till the next shift, or... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll slam up behind them. Crewman, is there a problem? Do you need my assistance?
Stand by. I'm gonna verify the information. And you see him tap at something, and there's a smirk on their face, like, ha. And they look back to you. Captain of Stars, the Tasso is trying to is jumping the line to get, some of its maintenance done. We did have them slated for the next Alpha shift, but for some reason they want to come in now, and they don't want one of the tendrils at the end. They want to be in dry dock, except currently the dry dock is servicing other ships at the moment. So...
A very peculiar request.
I don't know what the hurry is, yeah.
I have, and this I think will be the first time I've used it. I've had well informed. So can I spend one threat to say I know who the captain of the Telso is, and like I'm familiar with like who they might be and what their allegiance might be, or even just their vague politics.
You get, I believe, well informed gives you 2 questions.
Okay, so I'll say, who is the captain of the Telso and what are their politics?
That is Captain of Stars Vendi. And they are a staunch supporter of the military alliance movement that you're part of.
Oh, have I communicated with them before about this?
For 2 momentum, you could have.
Sure.
You might have already talked to them about this.
All right, then, we'll spend that 2 momentum, so we're down to 4. And I will say, I'll handle this, crewman. Could I have the communicator?
You want me to put it on the main viewer?
No, I think this matter requires some delicacy.
Hi, Captain. They step out of the chair and move away from the control so you can get at them.
I'll slide in and say, Captain of the Stars Vendi, is Captain of the Stars Seirana speaking. How can I help you? There appears to be some issue with your maintenance schedule.
Yes, Captain of Stars. Being honest with you, I'm looking to give my crew a bit of early leave time so they can carry out the full breadth of their rights when off duty. So I didn't want to wait till the next cycle to do this. I'd rather have it done now. And I wasn't really expecting to argue with a Starfleet officer over it, but I'm glad I'm speaking with a member of the Stellar Fleet.
Listen, we cannot play favorites based off of what one crew desires. I am curious. Why is it not an acceptable compromise that the ship is docked to an extended tendril? Why do you need to be in dry dock so badly? Does your ship, if your ship is in critical need of repairs, we can move up the schedule, but none of your reports have indicated that.
Well, if we leave it over to into the dry dock, we can unload everyone, as well as our engineering personnel and flight personnel, and leave it to the station personnel. So the entirety of the ship can go. Well, most of the entirety of the ship can get off faster. If we're in a tendril, we have to slow through the checkpoint there, and a lot of people have to stay on the ship to maintain security and such, and operational security. So I'd rather unload everyone at once and have them exercising their rights sooner rather than later.
I understand. Hold on. Let me see if I can come up with something. And I'll mute them. I want to see, is there enough of a reserve serviceman population to grant all of these people, or to serve as the skeleton crew to maintain the Tosu while the crew of the Tosu was on break, essentially replacing them as a holdover, as a temporary group. Okay.
To answer that question, this is for a different thing you might notice as part of that conversation.
Okay.
You think you could do that? Halanak Station's huge, and the majority of the FIDF is based out of here. Well, not the majority, but a lot of the cross-service ones. So even if you didn't have UPN Stellar Fleet people, an attack swarm equivalent could just hold the ship. It's like, you need a break right now? Cool. We'll send some people over. We'll keep the lights on for you. Don't worry about it.
Make sure no one steals it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or even a harmonizer if a harmonizer needs a bit of starship experience. Like, hey, harmonizer, do you want to have someone warm a chair for a while so they get some hours in? Like, oh, sure, why not? There's ways to do it, basically.
Okay. Okay. A focus in etiquette. If I'm better at reading their body language.
I'd take that totally.
Okay, how generous. Okay, Insight Science is 14. I do have a focus. Div 3. One momentum, 2 threat. Oh boy. I did not succeed.
Kind of spicy.
Yeah, it's an odd roll. And I'm kind of concerned what the complication might be. Okay. Can I spend my determination on solidarity forever, on the grounds that this whole conversation is about building strong solidarity between myself and another member of the Upentari Solidarity?
Totally. I'd totally take that.
All right, we're rolling 3. Oh, now it's very generous. Okay. So that is 2, 4, 5, 6.
3.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the executive officer superpower where I can give someone their momentum back or determination back for 3 momentum. Does that work on myself, or is it only for other people?
Other people.
It's only other people.
Aw.
Yeah. I know the struggle.
No,
Yeah, 'cause-
can you imagine if you could just do that to
Because
yourself?
that is the human talent, isn't
Spirit of Discovery does that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. It's just
Worth
it's
asking.
kind of a weird one that doesn't come up often, and I had a lot of momentum here, so it's like, is this the one time I'll get to use it?
No, that'd be funny. Yeah.
I impressed myself. Okay.
So yeah. Oh,
Sorry, did we go over in momentum? Do we have
No,
float
no,
right now?
you're
Okay,
at 6
okay.
exactly.
Okay.
And you reading between the lines here, and on top of that, being a Stellar Fleet member yourself, like you didn't have a ship command. You may have worked on a ship or worked on station, but you know what the Stellar Fleet's like. This is unloading that many Upataria all at once like that is not. It's unusual. It's not a taboo or anything. It's not against regulation. Technically, you could do it. You've never heard of a Captain of Stars Upantari making that much of an imposition on another ship, especially Halanak Station. Upantari are, as you've shown, they are very considerate. They're very concerned about how others feel about a situation. And if you're not unless it's wartime, you normally would try to. You'd find some way to fix. They make it their problem, not your problem. But you get the sense that they want you to make it the station's problem. Like they have some ulterior motive that's very. This is unusual what they're doing. There's some ulterior reason why they would do this. You're not sure precisely what it is, but it is very unusual for Vendi to be impositioning the Halanak Station like this, or even asking you for a favor like that. You called it out. We're all part of the same free information sphere. Why, including our guests in Starfleet? Why would we impose on them? Let's try to make it easy for them to do their job, easy for us to do their job, as opposed to being a little more. That sort of combative attitude is very odd for an Upatari officer, unless there's a reason. There's a good reason for them to do it.
Yeah. So, can I spend 1 or 2 momentum on the question of, can I have a hunch as to why they're up to this? Why they feel the need to get all of their crew out on the station right now?
The phrasing "exercise their rights" kind of gives you a very heavy political connotation. It'd be one thing if they're saying exercise their solidarity or engage in solidarity. That's you engaging with culture, and solidarity can be extended to other species. But their rights indicates a free information sphere thing. It's a wider move that they're doing, but they need a lot of people to do it for some reason.
Look, when Mussolini's brown shirts marched on Rome, all they were doing were exercising their rights as individual citizens. Okay, no.
Really, the fascists were black.
The SA also did that. There was the SA brown shirts. That was the Germans. The black shirts.
except
were
they-
Italian
Italian.
black shirts.
Yeah, except
whatever.
the Italians actually succeeded. The
Italians
SA just kind of really fucked up and ruined a couple people's night.
And then
Bavaria.
he sent. Then later, when he did make technically the German black shirts, he sent them to shoot the brown shirts a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for activating the World War II nerds.
Yeah.
I know your secret agent activation codes.
In all of this, I
World
guess,
War
you
II.
know, Serana kind of is fulfilling that Ernst Rome position.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
That's fair. Oh, it doesn't really end well for her, though, does it?
No.
No.
It really Okay. I am going to. I'm going to pause at this and let out a deep sigh, and Okay, let me think for a second. Okay, so they want to come onto the station to exercise their rights. How many members, whatever class of ship this is, how many crew members are there usually on it?
Because it's an Upatari vessel, about... Oh, not that many, God.
It's the scale, I guess.
Actually, about 114 Opentari. Because Opentari can, especially working on their own ship, can kind of squeeze in a lot tighter on a scale 3 ship. So, about 114 all told.
Okay.
On the Tasso
114
specifically,
ish.
you know their crew complement because there's only so many of these ships.
Yeah, I'm sure the number can vary. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 114 people. I will reopen communications and say, well, would it be an acceptable compromise to you if we were able to find a skeleton crew, and have that skeleton crew maintain the ship while you are docked on one of the outer umbilicals? There are a lot of Starfleet officers on board the station, and I think providing them a week or two of time to work on an FIS ship and learn what that's like firsthand, I think that could be a very valuable way to cooperate and build solidarity between our two services.
Give me presence. What's your reputation, by the way?
My reputation is 5.
Presence command difficulty 1.
Okay. Fun fact. So I just picked up. Oh, did it? Oh, wait. Hold on. Here it is. I picked up the bargain talent with my art. When negotiating with someone during social conflict, you may re-roll a d20 on your next persuade task to convince that person. If it's an extended task, you gain progression 1. So essentially, whenever I'm in a social conflict, negotiating with someone means I get a free re-roll.
Yep.
Does it count as a social conflict?
It would, yeah.
All right. So that's 1 free reroll, dick 1. Spend 1 momentum, because why not? And I'll reroll that 0. Here we go. Okay. So from that, I spent 1, so we were at 5, and yeah, okay. I want to spend 2, the 2 float we have, and I want to impress the advantage upon him that, or impress upon them that these troops need to be on their good behavior. That because I'm doing a favor for them, I'm expecting them to behave and not do whatever stupid thing they're about to do. Is that too big of an
that with your
Okay.
rep and what political faction you're part of, that will totally fly. Because the response becomes when you give that line, who am I to question the wisdom of the captain of stars in Halanak Station?
Thank you. There's a time and a place for all things. And I hope your crew will have plenty of time at this place to rest, relax, recuperate, and overall have a good, happy time in which there are no disruptions and they are able to just enjoy themselves on the station and take a nice, uneventful leave.
I will admit I had other plans, Sayrana, but I'll maintain harmony. If we get a chance, when you're off duty, I wouldn't mind seeing you here. If not, I hope to see you at Harmony Fest.
Oh, I can't wait for Harmony Fest. But yes, I will be off duty in 8 standard hourly units. At that point, I would be happy to meet up with you.
We're sadly out of sync, but if I find the time, I'll find the time.
Of course. It was so nice harmonizing with you.
And you see them turn a shade of mildly. You can tell they're mildly annoyed, but it's like I don't care that much. It's like I'm annoyed, but I can let it go.
Yeah. She hangs up the phone, or hangs up the communicator, kind of grumbles and stands back up and says, "Crewman, don't ever let yourself become promoted to officer. It's the worst thing you can ever do for your career."
See, I keep telling you, petty officer. Oh, be quiet. It's not the same thing. Well, it's officer in the name. No, please. Yes, hello?
Yeah, and I'll sit in the chair and I'll try to organize anyone from. I want a healthy mix of people from the Starfleet and the other services to serve aboard this as like a cultural outreach to learn what our ships are like firsthand.
Okay. Easily done. Quick flashback to Kovuk before you came up to station operations.
Yes.
My understanding is you were trying to arrange something before Seirana stepped onto operations.
Yes, I need to first find Talora.
She's probably just in the harmonizer's
Right.
area.
And I'll take her into my office, and where once again I will try and prevent eavesdroppers.
New scene, and you can burn 2 if you like to kill the eavesdroppers.
Sure, kill them all.
All right. So you have
They just
murder
fall from the
multiple
ceiling.
times, so that's multiple dings, just so you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, flood the tunnels with
um,
nicotine gas.
And take another threat here at the top of the scene.
Whoops, wrong
So-
way. The other way. There we go.
You did start a new scene.
That's right.
Yep.
Let's see. Walking through the station and whatnot. What are the military people up to currently? What seems to be going on there?
They seem to be loitering near various ingress and egress points of various areas. So like hallways, doorways, things like that. They don't blockade anybody, but they are but they're not standing guard, like at attention, mass driver in hand or tendril. But they're around. They're present. Which is making for some people, it's starting to become a little uncomfortable even for FIS people, because sure, FIDF people come to the station. It's the biggest station in the entire in the free information sphere, but there's a lot. This would be like a lot of Starfleet people with their phasers at belt hanging around San Francisco. It's like, you guys visit, but there's a lot of you hanging out at every major Replimat and
With
train
Type
station
2s.
and stuff like that.
Look. The Sultan is old, and it's just a complete coincidence that I, one of the princes, have stationed all of my soldiers 20 feet outside of Constantinople.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. And then for the second well-informed question. Okay, that's what the military is up to. Okay. Those 4 folks that we think were consortium of Tay, the 2 Betazoids and 2 Romulans, I think they were,
Mm-hmm.
or
5.
Vulcanoids.
It was 3 of one and 2 of the other.
Okay. Where are they at, brah?
They have conveniently found a transport off station, and they have left.
Like recently, or
Yeah.
like how recently?
Hey, let it go. Let it go. Sorry, I'll stop now.
Yeah.
I did not want to get into that voice.
Too late.
I wasn't there yet.
Your impression of Elsa was so good, we're about to get copyright strikes.
So, I have 17th threat. I feel vindictive all of a sudden. And...
I wonder why.
We're just gonna cut up to ops for an unready release. And don't worry, Kovac, we'll be right back now. But no. Yeah, within the last... they just got on one about an hour ago.
Okay, fair enough. Then let me deal with Talora, and then I'll do a couple of other things here. Okay, so we secured the office, right? We spent the advantage there. Okay, Talora, I need a small, near to indetectable as possible surveillance device that a person could carry. I'm blanking on what to call it besides a wire. That for use by an Upentari that transmits on subspace rather than quantum entangled. I'm sending someone into a very dangerous situation, and I want to be able to monitor their communications. In fact, I'm probably going to put you on the monitoring job.
A couple things. I assume, for one, she's going to talk to Upentari, in theory, all of the very colorful sorts.
And also the Savix cast, I'm hoping.
So the device.
But yeah, they all blink.
But it'll need some kind of video then.
Right.
To translate that, or at least some capability of translating their meanings through colors.
Right.
It's possible. It's doable. As for really small, yes. As for subspace, yes. As for me to be clear on this matter, you are asking me to create a device that could be used for espionage. And I'm allowed to do it?
I suppose that's one way of looking at it. Let's call it a harmonizer investigation.
Oh, good. Does that mean I get to put the badge on again?
Sure. I'll slide across her old badge and the.
Did you ever take it away in the first place?
Yeah, I took it back.
Okay.
I put it in the drawer to put it back later. So.
He'll pick it. She'll pick it up again. Okay, lovely.
And I need it within an hour.
Yeah, okay. They're possible. Yeah, that's possible. Can I borrow one of your officers that is an Upentari while I do that? It'll help.
Is an Upentari?
Is Serana's an Upentari, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You said
one of them
is or isn't? Okay.
is. That is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to make sure that some things work properly. He won't be hurt, or they won't be hurt.
I'm assuming we have an Upentari. I don't think we have one statted out.
She's not like a statted one. It's just like someone that she can, It's like, okay, yes, technically it's a live experiment, but it's not like it's going to be any risk to you.
Right.
It's like, we'll put it on you, do a scan, and be like, oh, that was too easy to find. That. It just sounds more sinister when it's a Romulan saying it.
Mm-hmm. Everything sounds more sinister when it's a Romulan saying it.
Novik Saucer is doing illegal surveillance.
Yeah. I mean, she asked to make sure it was legal surveillance.
I never said it was illegal. I just said to call it something.
Well, she asked just enough to make it sound like it was legal.
Right.
It's something she can repeat in court.
Right.
Exactly. Corbinian knows.
Too many Spycraft games.
You rarely pass. Well, okay. I was going to say you rarely just write the memo that says, can you do crimes, yes or no? But I guess it does happen, so I guess maybe it was a good thing to ask.
Oh, no,
is the FIS a single-party consent state?
Oh, yeah.
Depends on the jurisdiction, maybe.
For 2 momentum, it can be.
Sure.
So it took me a second to process that. I was like, wait, yeah, no, that's very important.
Yeah. I mean, because that way Sarah wants to record somebody, she can record somebody.
Yeah, and she just happened to get a very fancy device to do it.
Right, because she's the party that has to consent.
Yeah, we'll go for a difficulty 5. We'll give you a momentum because it's a science roll now. Go away. And she automatically gets a focus, so I don't even need to choose one. It's just the most applicable focus there. I'm guessing surveillance would probably have worked.
Mm-hmm.
Robotics, if I was making it independent. But let's not do that yet. Trait of experimentative.
Yeah.
Because I imagine this is kind of experimental. Given it has to work on a
Not like the Ramans have a rich, diverse understanding of Upatari biology.
yeah, and it's not exactly every day you have a listing device that needs to translate color theory into words. Sorry, was that rude? Okay, and then we'll give you a determination.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some rules can be bent, others can be broken.
Yeah.
She asks just enough questions that when she says she's not lying in court, she's not lying in court. When she repeats exactly verbatim what was said.
Yeah.
She's just not going to repeat the intention that was silently acknowledged.
I present the tape recorder exhibit A. Wait, what?
Exactly. The rest of that will be 5 threat. So you have a lot, but it's fine. Don't worry. Nothing bad can come of this. Holy shit.
Well done. Well done indeed.
Nothing bad can come of this.
Okay, so yeah, it was being set at diff 5. You said experimentative did help, and I'm guessing that was lowering the difficulty, question mark?
Yep.
Okay, so it was actually a diff 4?
Yep.
Okay. Then the computer security is the station assisting. Lovely.
I'll get that.
And this is something that we're intending to not be detected. Do you want me to spend the thing now or later just to up that difficulty?
You would spend it now, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so guile and cunning. Attempting to remain hidden or for your actions to remain unnoticed. Yeah, 1 threat in order to increase the difficulty of a task to detect or discern the true nature of your actions.
You give me that threat?
Yep.
So effectively diff 6 is what you turned it into.
Yep, which narratively it's probably got, even if they detect it, there's some kind of little thing that's like, oh, it's this harmless other device. It's got something on it that makes it seem like it's something else.
It looks like a gift, like a decoration or a brooch.
Yeah, it's something applicable. I'm sure.
It lights up like an Upatari toy. It's a little immature. It's like, well, she was feeling festive. Harmony Day is coming up soon. Harmony Fest is coming up, so.
Yeah.
God, I hate Harmony Fest.
How long is that currently taking her to put that together? I'm guessing this is within the hour?
I would say so, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure I didn't need to spend anything to make sure that was fast enough.
No.
Yeah, so she'll come back fairly shortly with that. However she wishes to wear it, it should be rather, and wherever on/in her person she wishes to wear that, it should function.
No.
And it should function in a peripherally around them. It's not whoever she's looking at.
Excellent. This is just what I was needing. And you can monitor the broadcast or type beam, whatever it is.
Yes.
Excellent.
Actually, can I spend 2 for that to be that it can be remotely monitored? Like she can have a device that she can hold and walk around with and monitor that without
For 2,
needing to be
I'll
locked
take
to a
that,
station. Yeah. She'll just hold that as a separate thing. Like, yep.
Okay. Excellent. And
Which
while
means I
Talora was...
can-
Go ahead.
Sorry, yes. Oh, I was just going to mean she can be anywhere but the Harmonizer's office, and nothing will be linked back to you if necessary.
That sounds good. While Talora was working on that, Kovic had a couple of calls he wanted to make.
Okay.
So I know these people have boarded a ship. Do I know the name of the ship?
Yeah, you don't even have to spend for that, because that's just something, that's something they have to tell the station, and as a harmonizer, you get to look at station exit entry logs.
Okay. In here because she was experimenting with someone.
Okay, yeah, I want to get to put in for a warrant for these people to question them regarding hacking and other criminal cyber crimes. SS Jamie's opportunity. Jamie's.
Pajamies.
So you put out a warrant for them?
Yeah. And then I'm going to call the station command.
At this point in time, it would be since this is a flashback. That would be Frolic.
Okay.
Because this would have been before you were relieved.
Right.
Then this is something that's on the pad that I hand to Sayrana as well.
Right. And I'm doing this like with my quantum communicator as I'm walking through the station, heading towards ultimately the command deck. So I'm walking and talking. It's an Aaron Sorkin show.
Right.
Yeah.
So good is what you're saying.
Right.
Well,
I miss you, President Bartlett.
I mean,
Josh. Oh, Josh. She
yeah,
always loves me.
as funny as the joke about walking and talking is, I mean, he's great at writing TV.
It's true.
So you have Frolic on the line over your QEC.
Captain Throlic, I've issued a warrant for 4 individuals who have recently boarded the SS Jamie's Opportunity in connection with a series of cyber crimes here on Halanak Station. I believe the ship let dock about an hour ago. Could you coordinate with the Harmonizer's office and see if you can detain the ship and transfer these individuals aboard for questioning back at the station?
Of course. I will see what the FIDF has on hand. If not, I can launch some shuttlecraft. They might be able to catch up with the ship. GM, what qualities does that ship belong to?
That is a Federation vessel.
All right. Is it a civilian Federation vessel, I assume, then?
Yes.
Cool. What's its max warp?
Warp 7.
All right.
Beady little bastard.
Yeah.
Shackleton, you don't want to be hanging out in it for very long.
Yeah. Let's see what we got.
Actually, I bite that back. By these 80s, the 2380s, yeah. 2380s, Warp 7's a lot more common than it used to be.
Yeah, like Warp 7 is like a modern like civilian ship, just not anything that's old.
Yeah, old ones like the old ENT, TOS, TMP stuff would be like Warp 5, Warp 6. Because how far are you actually going that you need to go very fast?
Yeah, just a second. I need to check something.
This isn't the Terran Empire, just so you're clear. So you can't
I know.
Just shoot. You just can't blow them up.
I need to check and see
you
what
can.
the.
It just means you have to spend a lot of time in New Zealand. You absolutely can if you want to order them to shoot it down.
No, you get to be an officer on a top secret ship and regain your rank with minimal effort.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That's not entirely fair. I'm being mean.
It's okay. I give you permission to be mean to them.
Could even be related to one of the cast of the TOS. We'll say McCoy. Why not?
That is a good idea. Do not let Paramount get their hands on it.
Yes, please stop talking. They can hear us.
Right. Shh, Kurtzman is listening.
Their legal team's already here.
Nope, it's worse. It's Disney's legal team.
Oh no!
The show hasn't even been greenlight yet, and it's already gone through multiple showrunners.
I mean, I feel like Disney's legal team is much more into going after state governors than
Oh, Disney's legal
us.
team don't care. Disney's legal team has issued a cease and desist to a daycare before.
Oh yeah.
So, on the back of that legal revelation, what is Throlic up to?
I had to cross-reference some statistics. All right. I'll dispatch a couple scout ships. They should be able to catch up with the vessel, as long as they don't have a maximum rated speed that's higher than their specifications are listed as.
Thank you, Captain. I appreciate your cooperation.
If you have a harmonizer you can dispatch to the shuttle bay within the next 10 minutes for accompanying officer, that would be appreciated.
Can do. I will dispatch Rulan.
All right.
And then after I get off with Thrall, I can dispatch Rulan, still walking and talking. I'm going to call Sapintia. I've got a QE. I know I left a QEC with her.
2 momentum to get her while she's not in the middle of something.
Sure.
Because, yeah, she's usually in some sort of trouble, so you're making sure she isn't in trouble when you're calling her.
Right.
Because otherwise the call is, hi, busy, bye.
Right.
So.
Yes, I will spend the 2 momentum.
Drink. Bing. Oops, she's not in head mode, she's over QEC. What is it? It's late.
Sapintia, how's my favorite silver troublemaker?
A tiny bit hungover, if you have to ask. Why?
Well, I've got just the thing to get your brain working.
Okay.
What do you know about the consortium of Tay? And more importantly, what do you know about the consortium of Tay consorting with
Holy.
muckety mucks in the FIS government?
Game of momentum because she nailed it more than she needed to.
Nice.
It's just a thing with his supporting for people.
Kovic surrounds himself with very smart, very good people.
Say that again? Sorry.
Consortium of Tay.
Right.
I believe that they have been hired as part of some incredibly dangerous plot by certain members of the FIS government, specifically the Ministry of Defense. And I'm trying to find out what's going on. And your name came up in the investigation as a potential informant.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Well, Consortium, they are... Well, that's some pretty heavy firepower, whoever's hiring them. I mean, they'll take Platinum, they'll take Duskar, they'll take whatever. If it gets the job done. As long as they, but you ever heard of them being out in the Shackleton, though? Not in big numbers, anyway. Like, they have reps. Like, I've talked to a rep or two for a job, but nothing that I was willing to sign up on. I hear... Well, actually, you know what? They did get into... I've heard rumors they're getting into hot water with the Starfleet, so... It makes some level of sense for them to look elsewhere for employment opportunities. Because no one wants to trade shots with the Federation when they're not busy with something, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, hearing anything about them doing any work for muckety mucks in the FIS?
I wouldn't be surprised if they were. I mean, there's only so many people out this way that has the finances to afford them, really.
Fair enough.
Those seem very information sphere-y, I guess. But
yeah, the people we're dealing with aren't very.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm afraid. So I know they are hackers and crackers. They have any modus operandi when they're trying to destabilize something, perhaps? Anything I should be looking for?
They try to blend in plain sight, sort of thing. So they'll try to position minor military assets in key points, secure areas in a sort of quiet way, and then mobilize mercenaries into that position, and then they'll start with. Well, there was this one time they did the thing is they can be subtle, but they're subtle when someone else is loud, if you get what I mean, they're not shroud cloaks and camo. They are loud noise in one room, loud shooting in the other, sort of thing. So I would guess they would try to do some sort of large distraction to hide from a much more targeted attack and then try to false flag it on somebody else.
Sorry, taking notes.
That's a good thing to do. I try to do that as much as I can. When I'm not being shot at, obviously.
You get shot at a lot, maybe too much. You should do something about that.
Well, exploring the universe has its price, apparently. And the price is being shot at least for me.
Okay,
Doesn't
so
seem terribly fair, but all right.
You have some slight experience with the grayer areas of the world and the universe.
That's a polite way of putting it. Thanks, I guess.
If you were going to make a targeted strike against the FIS to disrupt the current power structure with the goal of putting someone or someone's else into that place, what's your strategy? The command of Halanak Station, the presiding speaker, the assembly?
I'm not really liking this line of questioning, Kovac. You're starting to worry me a little bit.
I have Harmony Fest coming up, and my job is to be concerned about station security with all these strangers coming in to the station at any given time. It's always a heightened security thing, so I'm doing my due diligence and using my contacts to try and predict what might be happening.
Presence command difficulty 2, as Serpentia is getting a little nervy.
Glad I upped my presence. You really need to get code to get deception. I don't really think I have much here to help me. Look at my traits really hit. So, okay. Diff 2, we don't have any. Geomentum.
Yeah, you do. You have 2.
Oh, I have 2? Perfecto. So...
Yeah, I've just been bad at tracking it tonight.
Cool. Give you 1 threat, 2 momentum for 4 dice.
Okay.
Ooh, go. So gain 3.
Kovac, I really don't like this line of questioning at all, because the last guy who asked me to do this, suddenly there was a riot on Primera 4, and I really don't want to have to shoot another head of security. So please tell me you're not the one trying to do this.
What? No, Jesus.
Okay. I have to ask. It's happened too many times. No,
I am literally preparing to try and prevent such a thing from happening.
I'll believe you, and if something happens on Halanak, I'm going to be asking you questions, so don't be offended. Just anyway, if I were to do something, problem is Free Information Sphere is big. There's lots of members. It's not like a dictatorship. You'd have to sway the entire assembly to be really agitated about something, some big threat that overrides their research mission, something about an existential threat, the station, some great scientific endeavor,
almost hyperdimensional constructs from the ancient past who once destroyed a world suddenly showing back up again?
I suppose that's a really specific example, but yeah, I guess that'd be one way to do it.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, if you could make that sort of... I mean, yeah, even advanced species will jump at the demons of their past, especially when you can show them living and breathing, and you can show holographic or real fire if you can get away with it.
So get them scared, and then once anybody's scared, they make stupid decisions.
Make them scared, make them think they have no options, present them the solution. You're now the hero.
This has actually been really helpful. Thank you. I owe you whatever the equivalent of a steak dinner is.
You owe me latinum or a job, because this is way too late and I'm too hungover to really be dealing with this kind of question.
Oh, you want to come to work as a harmonizer? We'd love to have you.
Freelancer. I don't do well with organized structures. Well, they don't do well with me is a better way to put it, I guess.
Oh, well, fair enough. But seriously, anytime you want to ask me questions, come and we'll do dinner.
Well, you're the one that told me to stay away from the station.
Oh, well. Look at me doing you a favor and forgetting that.
I'll see you when I see you, Kovic. Good night.
Well, said we're a lovely trade post.
He disconnects.
Okay. Yeah, and by this time I'm probably heading to the command deck by now. I will issue orders to the harmonizers as I'm riding the elevator up to take some patrols out in force and kind of, all right, boys, move along now. We got to keep traffic flowing. Kind of, seeing if we can't ease those, not necessarily drive them out, but get them out of position. Move along so they have to walk away for a while and then come back around.
Control security opposed.
Security opposed.
I'm going to spend a full MIT because we don't want to move. We're just exercising our political rights. That's all.
That's fair enough.
Don't mind the assault rifle at my hip.
Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls down for value.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll spend a determination on that. Then I will give you 3 momentum and 2 threat for a full MIT. Hard-boiled detective for a trait. If you don't like that one, how about
No, I will take it, but it will be that is being addressed by a rather skilled operator.
Okay. Then how about adding in cynic? Yeah, I know you're just standing here. Sure, pal, sure. Why don't you go stand somewhere else for a little bit?
Yeah, you can pull. You can give yourself an attack for that. I don't really have a good. They don't have a really good way to counter that, even with the.
You're making the people nervous. Come on, move along, Private. Okay. I don't think I have a focus that will work, but okay. So that gets me a free hit. Got a full mitt. Not resisting being deceived, so I think that's all I can do. Here goes nothing. I told you, here went nothing. I'm at 3 currently.
You cheat, where are you? There you are. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 hits.
So you're beating me by 1. Let me see if I can find a milestone. So is this more investigation or more like procedural?
Procedural. You're mobilizing your harmonizers to clear the loiterers, as it were.
Okay. Well, I did spend towards the directive of station security in shutdown. Would that work?
The previous Q attempt? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to reroll 3. Derp. That's better. So I had 3, 4, 5, 6.
I could reroll, but I'd have to. The best I could do is tie. I have the thread. I could probably get away.
Spin the thread. You won't need it later. It'll be fine.
And I can't use those assets yet because we're not far along enough. So all I can do is reroll.
Us simple players can't possibly foil your evil plans. Oh, actually, before you do that, because I was not counting my
Determination.
Yeah, I was counting the determination, but then I also had a free hit for Cynic. So it's 4 plus 3, 7 is the total.
Oh, then yeah, there's no reason to spend. I'd be
Okay.
Even if I nail it, I'm gonna
that.
be 1 short.
Claw that back then.
Yeah, did so. Yeah, you're able to. They're going to be on the station, but they're not all out of position. They're not gathered or congregated at the points they were at before. As harmonizers start clearing up the way.
Right.
As you're heading up, new scene as we cut down to Throlic.
That might also have the added benefit of if Talora wants to just dot around the station while monitoring Serana, she can do so without as much interference from FIDF people.
Yep.
It's like a side effect, but it's good.
So Throlic.
Yeah.
You're lying down in a biobed. They've removed the arm and they've gone away to allow the machine to start scanning and reconstituting and stuff like that. You have like a pressor field to keeping you from moving around while it's happening. And you have like a little privacy screen, but you can see there's like little sensors so the medical staff know if you're in trouble or something.
Yep.
And that's when the internal lights go off, and all you can see is the faint glow of some of the biobed you're sitting on. So you can kind of see yourself. You can see the flickering of the pressor field holding you down.
Okay. I will remind you, because I have the trait of Andorian, I can still detect movement in the space around me, even if I can't see.
You do detect movement approaching the side of your bed.
All right. I am going to. Is that movement fast or slow?
Slow.
All right. I am going to ready my telekinesis to intercept any sort of hostile movements against me.
Give me. Let's call this Insight Security difficulty 2.
All right.
Or Insight Medicine, but I assume you're using security.
Yeah, I'm using security.
Yeah.
My medicine is a 1. Focus in observation here.
Yeah. I'd take that.
All right. decorated military family. For better or for worse, I've heard a lot about assassination attempts before.
The Thralic family certainly has. Especially from the Shisha but you know.
Yeah. Let's see. Calm in the storm. I'm strapped to, I'm on a biobed in the dark and someone's approaching me and I'm not panicking over that.
I wouldn't take calm in the storm. It's too quiet. Too few moves are going on.
Fair enough. Is it weird enough for Hoplite Commander? Or is it too weird for Hoplite Commander?
It's a bit out of their scope. Your Hoplites are usually the one doing this, not the ones having it done to them.
I mean...
Capturing a target, not killing them, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Officially. Sorry, what was
Federation lies.
Look, Article 14 has very specific instructions on its usage, alright?
Sure does. Trait of Psionic here, because I'm using a Psionic power.
Yeah, that's a good one to use.
Cool. I will spend for a third die with Momentum.
You would.
I would indeed. And in fact, I have. So I have 2 hits here. I'm rolling 3. I have 4 hits here.
You're generating 2 so far.
Yeah. I'll just use the 2 generated to quash the calm.
Okay. You hear a voice in the dark. She Thralic of Halanak Station. We haven't met, and it is wise that we don't. But I think you need to have a revelation of sorts that may be a benefit to those I represent and those you represent. The Da Vinci...
I've recently been told to be suspicious of revelations.
You can decide to look into it further if you like. Just understand those who are looking into it imperil themselves on an existential, if not spiritual, if you're so inclined, level. The Da Vinci is about to see something, and they need to officially not see it. However you wish to accomplish that, I leave up to you. If you do nothing, the Da Vinci will deal with the consequences of your inaction. I've done all that I'm allowed to do. Oh, and while I'm here, you may want to read up on the border conflicts of the 60s and 70s. They may become very relevant within the year. Good luck with your surgery, She Thralic. And the figure starts moving away from you.
Right.
And then the lights come on. And there's no one there. And you notice it was timed just as your arm was completed. And someone starts coming over to check that you're okay. And that it took... And they start scanning it and scanning your arm, checking the bio bed monitor. And kind of look at you. They look like they're about to start asking you questions about your arm.
Proceed.
Yeah, and they ask you some, questions like, do you feel itchiness here? Does it feel warm there? Here's the pigmentation. Does it look right to you? Do you want us to adjust it? It's very typical questions of making sure that the growth came in properly.
Mm-hmm.
And they report that everything seems fine, although they are a little concerned that you there was a slight spike in your stress levels. Not an overly significant amount, but if there's everything okay, is there anything, did it hurt at any point?
No, the procedure went smoothly
Okay.
from my perspective. I'll be returning for the second arm when I have time to schedule it.
Okay,
And once I've grown used to the new one.
I'll book a few of these slots, and they show you like a pad on some provisional slots of time that they can pre-book ahead. And then if you can't make it, great. If you can, then cool. They already have it ready to go.
All right. Schedule my doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to head up to the bridge. Not the bridge, to the command deck.
As you go up to the command, go to operations, Kovic walks up on Captain of Stars Teyrana. Pistol in hand. Ambitions naked and ready.
Well,
Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. So I hand her a pad. Here's the security report you asked for, Captain, and just under my thumb on top of the pad is the little device of Alora's design, and try and kind of hand all that to her unnoticed.
Oh, excellent. Harmony Fest is upcoming. I need
Oh
you
God,
to.
I hate Harmony Fest.
I know, but I'm gonna need within the next 24 hours. We need to start working on plans for where we're going to deploy harmonizers to ensure safety and peace and harmony during the event. I know you've got a lot on your plate right now, but just we want to have people around to make sure everyone's safe, of course.
DM, when is Harmony Fest? How far away?
About 6 days away.
Okay, there's a big fucking noisy thing that something could happen during. Right. I'll start working on that with my people and coordinate with you. Any word on Jamie's opportunity, the civilian vessel? I asked Captain Thralic to intercept to return some people who are wanted for questioning.
GM, has there been any word on that?
There has.
I would have dispatched either a couple Delta Flyers or a couple Federation mission scouts, depending on which one is faster. I believe the mission scout is faster. They can burst warp 8 for like 6 or 12 hours.
One of the people up front who are like the primary command assistants kind of they overhear that, and they kind of quickly type up the check for you as you're starting to look it up, and they go, "Oh, have it here, Captain of Stars," and they make a gesture so it pops up on your panel. I have DM'd you the results.
Oh, you have. Captain, yes. The ship was found, or the debris of what was left of the ship have been found. No survivors were recorded.
Damn it. That's suboptimal. All right. Well, thanks for your assistance, and thank Captain Throlix for Starfleets as well. Kovic half turns and turns back around. If you would, see if the Starfleet vessels can find any evidence of another vessel perhaps leaving the scene.
Yes, I will forward them those orders.
Thank you. And then Kovic will head back down to his office by way of course coffee. It's going to be a long night.
Captain Sarsarana, the Minister of Defense is requesting your presence.
I figured this would come eventually. Tell him I can meet him at his earliest possible convenience.
He's immediate response from his secretary. He can meet with you immediately. I think there's a not so subtle jab going in here of something about harmony is faster the sooner it's joined. That makes more sense to you than me, I imagine.
Yes. It's a private matter. I tell him I will be down there in minutes. Lieutenant, you have the con.
Hi, Captain.
And I will step in the turbo lift.
You happen to cross paths with Throlic, who comes up in the lift and you're stepping into it.
Mm-hmm. Like, I am emerging from the lift and immediately issuing orders to communications. Communications, get me a secure line to the Da Vinci as soon as possible.
The lieutenant who got the con is halfway out of the chair, about they're about to go to the operations chair. And go, yes, Captain. And they immediately scamper back. Someone looks at them and just smirked at them. It's like, shut up. I wasn't excited. You were excited. New scene, by the way. As we cut back to the Da Vinci. Don't worry, you're not dead yet. Captain, sensors report no new contacts at this time. Still following flight plan.
How long into it are we?
You're a couple hours in. The alpha shift's starting to wane down, so the bridge is starting to be swapped out with new people.
All right.
Oh, specifically, I did say captain's eyes only for the transmission I'm sending out.
Very good.
Then I'll say, Centurion, since you've been overactive on the Alpha shift, who can you suggest for the chair in Beta shift? Basically, I'm just not going to make you pull a double.
If necessary, I believe Ensign Sarai, though I am fully capable of taking the time if required.
Haifa kind of walks over to try to be discreet and says, I would, Commander, but you would gain, although you may gain experience from further time in the chair, not only do you have more experience from mine, but further experience won't help you for the promotion cycles. So I think your time would be better spent towards pursuits that may fulfill you, and some junior officer can manage this.
As one of the new the beta ship people start sitting down, they go, Captain, we have a eyes only CO eyes only communique. It's Captain Throlic.
Matter settled. Centurion Rylov, you have the bridge.
Yes, Captain.
Yep.
Centurion, should I send it to Ready Room?
Yes.
Okay.
Send it to us ready room.
There we go. How long have you been here? Just give me a second. I got it. I've done the drill a million times. It shows. Shut up.
Somehow manages to send it to everyone but the captain.
About 5 different security guys go, wrong number. Don't do that again.
Look, if you tap it twice, it sends it just to the captain. But if you tap it 3 times, it sends it to everyone but the captain.
But why would that be a thing? It's a convenience thing,
Captain's
really.
birthday party.
These touch controls have really gotten out of hand.
It was specifically invented to try to make it so that the Captain Picard would show up to the Children's Day or whatever.
Just be glad that the
Yeah.
Federation doesn't use like kill commands and transmissions that if you're not authorized to see it, you just die.
See,
Because
that's the
that
fun
would be
thing.
a mistake.
We do. It's just that you're only a Centurion, so you don't know that we do.
Yeah.
You haven't got to your theta levels are not high enough, or theta levels are not high enough to know.
Also, GM, I want to confirm your wording.
Soon you will be clear, preciouses.
Mm-hmm.
Just your wording on the response.
Uh-huh.
Okay. There's an important detail which does exclude a member of the Da Vinci's crew.
That would be debatable.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to clarify.
What did Click do to y'all?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It wouldn't be Click, would it?
Do not make me regret protecting the hive. I'm alone in engineering now. Do not mess with me.
Just think of the hive,
This
Click.
is
Don't
like-
worry. Just think of the hive.
If this is a psionic thing specifically, living here could exclude. Because do you see why I need to know?
I will need another expenditure to answer that.
I will spend it.
Boop, 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 boop.
Okay.
Over. I misspelled the crap out of that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. What you mean.
This doesn't sound like a time to be sloppy with spelling.
Look, word spelling is fine. It's meaning of words that's important here.
Yes, but if you spell one word wrong, it can become another word, which changes the entire meaning.
Yeah. Entire religions split over the specific meaning of single words. So
That's why it's important.
no, that's me telling you this is futile.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, you get Throlic. You come over the comm. It is encrypted over the standard Starfleet channels over CO eyes only. And actually, there's a quick. Well, the funny thing, normally there'd be a biometric scan to make sure it's you, but then it's like, oh wait, it does like a checksum check. That's like, is this the correct hologram? That's some other hologram. Feel bad for the security. Well, not really, but feel bad for the security agent who's like, aha, I snuck in. Now to trick their biometrics. Wait, that's not what you need to trick it as. What you need to trick it that you're a hologram. What? But it detects a biologic in here. Well, it can't be the hologram because there's a biologic in here. Damn it, no.
That's
So
a
I
safety feature I'll
imagine-
have to install. Like if sensitive files are being accessed and there's a biological sign detected, like gas and vent the room.
Ah, forget
I'm
that's
pretty
a
sure
protocol
that's
anyway.
Yeah.
It's called the anti-Rylov measure.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, oh, I need to show this to my XO. He steps in and just gets cast and vented. It's like,
The sparkles of light. Where am I going? Floats out a window.
Oh yeah, like the auto transport too.
yeah.
But I imagine that it's got to be something where the code is technically initiate biometric scan, exception detected, initiate checksum. Anyway,
But yes, you're in communique with one another.
Captain
Captain.
Hypa, I have recently received a fairly ominous tip that your ship is about to be in grave danger.
Okay, that's possible. There's a lot going on out here. We'll look out.
The tip was anonymous and suggested that the nature of this threat was a God, what's it called? Like a information threat or something. Yeah,
Ugh.
some form of information threat. I would suggest if you are conducting active scans to limit to passive temporarily.
And what technical information is that based on?
Oh, how does Threllet communicate this?
Carefully.
Yeah, carefully. Well, the thing is, her abilities are medically documented as a thing. Question is, I can't comment to the veracity of my anonymous tip as, well, I don't know its source. However, higher dimensional investigation on my part suggests there could be a threat.
Of what type?
It's vague.
I have a lot of trust and respect in you, Captain, but you're giving me nothing.
I understand that. That's why I'm also not issuing any orders to you.
That's good because I don't know what you could order. I mean, there is someone threatened us or suggested that there was a threat, but the nature of the threat is not known, and how that threat might happen to us is not known.
It was implied that you were about to discover something. That's why I mentioned scans. I'm sorry I can't be more clear on this, Captain. There are confounding factors at play.
Speaking of, Ryloff.
Oh boy, yes? What do I see? What am I looking at? Let me touch it.
Centurion, new contact. It's in orbit of the star. Some sort of spaceborne life form? Getting
It's just a
details
devil
now.
bug. Hit it.
You're saying a life form that is existing in the vacuum of space, independent of a vessel?
Yes, sir. It seems to be You have lost run crew support as a significant section of the staff freezes in place. And the person who is saying that to you just turns to say something and they just freeze in tableau, looking at you. Everyone just kind of looks over and goes, whoa, what the?
Red alert and make that... red alert, definitely.
As the red alert goes off, Hypha will say, "You're too late, Captain," and turn it off and head out.
You're in combat now. Combat music. I haven't used it for anything. There it is. You step onto the bridge as red alert's been called. And yeah, you can see that at least one person is frozen in place. And you're getting reports from other people on the bridge that there's damage reports across the ship indicating people having similar situations occurring.
Just as Hypha steps on the bridge, Ral is, stepping aside. Single contact, living organism presumed without ship in the vacuum of space near the sun. Unknown as to what is causing the effects of crew members freezing in place. Debatable as if they're related. As to if they're related.
GM, how long has it been since we used the QSD?
Like that the false since you jumped.
If it's been 6 hours since even the last time we've had a scene, then I think it's passed. But I just confirm because it's 12 hours and that's half the time, and then the other half the time we had like a mission to the surface and we had to like jump to the planet and everything. So
I will say you have an hour left.
Okay. I say, all right, Centurion, let's analyze any signals hitting us and try to modulate shields. And then we're in combat, so is it my turn?
Yeah, good guy turn, bad guy turn, good guy turn. So it's good guy turn currently.
Okay. I will hit my comm badge and say, Instant Select, get to the prototype shuttle and prepare to jump back to Halanak.
Okay, so they'll arrive there at the top of next round.
Okay. Then I'm going to... Who do we have? Sarai Security, right?
Sarai Security.
Okay. What would it be to transmit all of our sensor logs to the shuttle? To basically just upload them.
It would be control engineering, difficulty of 2, comms engineering.
All right. Can we? I need click. So I'm going to use my direct as commanding officer to call up click and I think he's going to be in the engine room, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, right.
Because he'll get an advantage. Oh no, that you have to be the chief engineer for that.
The room itself does pull down difficulties of stuff, though.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna command click to transfer all sensor data to the shuttle and continue rerouting until they jump.
All right. I stepped away for a second. What am I rerouting? Sensor data?
All of our sensor data into the prototype shuttle.
Okay. All engineering difficulty 2. Power requirement to bold engineering. Okay. So take a threat for a third die in bold. Roll the width. There we go. So gain 3.
Gain 3, right?
Sensor data transferred. Streaming constantly from now.
All right. And as it's been a while since we've done split action like this, do we have the full complement of players' actions here? So 5, or do we just have me and Thralik?
You have the full player because you're all. Because if we were at a table, you'd all be there to do stuff.
Okay. Then I'll
Thralik.
say
Wow.
Rude.
I don't know how we keep being
Possibly
confused.
confusing.
Look, the hologram just doesn't view Romulans as people.
I
You know?
I don't know
All
because
solids
it's
look the
been
same.
years at this point that I've played with the two of you, and it still happens consistently. I don't have a good answer. It's just c'est la vie, right?
Oh.
We're just gonna come back next game and play twins or something. Make it worse.
Yeah, we should do that at some point.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
That'd be a pretty good bit.
Yeah,
Twins,
that
guys,
I'm gonna let the
twins.
turn pass. Oh, keep or swift? Keep. Yeah. Rylov, do you have this special thing?
Do I have a special thing? I've got many special things. Which
Do you
one
make
are you
it free
referring
to keep?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
That's the special thing. Yeah, quick to action. Yeah, yes.
Who's going next then?
Lots of special things.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not.
Executive Officer of the Da Vinci, everybody. Christ.
So, based on the fact that it's a spaceborne biologic, I think modifying the shields or attempting to put like some kind of psionic protection in place is the route to go. But it could also be temporal because they're like frozen.
Sour the milk.
There are a variety of effects of what this could be. That's why I didn't have Rylov put up the psionic shields immediately. I was like, he's got.
We
no reason
have
to believe
psionic
it's that.
shields.
Yes.
Do that.
Yes, and I will say the psionic shields are the basis for later temporal shielding. We learned this.
Yep. Myth type shielding is psionic shields. Most people don't bother turning it on because it's intensely uncomfortable for anyone who's psionic aboard. It's like putting a regular person in a Faraday cage for too long. It just messes with your biologics. For a psionic shield, very uncomfortable for long periods of time for psionic
I just
species.
didn't have Rylov put it up because he had no reason to believe that it would inherently be a psionic problem.
Well,
He just
yeah,
didn't have the information.
do that,
I'm
and
saying,
if
like,
possible,
I
can you
think
like
that it could be.
can you modify it to have at least a base level of temporal functionality, or
Yeah, I can try.
yeah, do that.
Boop, boop, boop. That will be... Ooh, adjusting shield is a control security thing, as I recall.
Yes.
Let's pull that in front of me. Black and security oversight and tactical.
How do you have so many traits, it's so many focuses, and you don't have a 5 in any discipline?
I had a 5 security, then I became an XO, so I made it a 4 and a 4.
It's my fault.
And then I had the option of raising something else, and I raised medical because it was funny.
Control security, difficulty 3, assisted by structure engineering. Normally 2, but I'm adjusting for the fact you're adding a temporal aspect to it as well.
Oh, okay. Can I modify that with temporal officer?
That's what's making
Smiley
it
face.
possible, because you actually know
okay.
how to do it.
Fair enough.
Like, you have the excuse to go, oh yeah, I'll finagle and figure it out. You know what the proper procedure is. You just have a cover to why
Okay.
you can do it.
I just had to make sure I couldn't just be like, oh, can I bounce back that? As funny
I'm
as that
guessing
would
this
be.
would be an extended task if it was anybody else.
Yeah. Also, you're not going to get dinged for it, so.
Oh, yay. That's a nice change.
Don't worry, you'll still get dinged for something.
Hell, you'll get
Yeah.
dinged even if I don't give you a ding, because Starfleet hates
That's
you for
fair.
some reason.
Yeah, I don't have a complication range this time because I feel like,
Well, of one,
you know,
because everybody has it.
yeah, I feel like, mistrust Klingons is for some reason not coming into play, given that's not a Klingon.
Yeah, definitely not a Klingon threat, so you know that.
If it wasn't Klingon, that would be interesting.
If it was a black ship, then I'd be concerned, but...
It's just Gowron, except it's just like a massive disembodied head of his that's, yeah.
And
His
he
piercing
eyes-
stare has...
Yeah.
Possibly a threat from Midnight.
Yeah, Drow has nothing to do with that. What do you want about?
You have half a dozen other characters that do that.
I have one. It's just
I
fun.
had one and
But
I have two.
there are-
This is the confusion again.
No, there are like half a dozen versions of Rylov out there. Because he's been split so many times in the timeline.
What? Huh?
Not that kind of temporal agent.
Like, probably 90% of the time episodes in the 10th Fleet, Farter's been a part of.
Oh, Farter, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Rylov, no.
saying.
What you doing, man?
Yeah. It's a security one, so you're getting a threat at all for bolt security. I'll give you another threat and a momentum for 2 dice. It's not presence command, it is control security. I'm guessing a tactical systems focus will apply.
Yep.
Okay. That is making 1. And the ship is structure engineering.
That has been rolled.
There.
I rolled a 0.
Oh, it did? Never mind. Good thing I didn't. Good thing that was already rolled.
So currently you have given yourself, you've turned on that temporal and myth type shielding, which also, by virtue of modulating to a more robust frequency, you gain +1 resistance. You can add, for each additional momentum you spend, repeatable, you can increase that resistance and it can be broken, etc., etc.
Legion of Honor, I'll make 2 bonus momentum.
So you're putting up +3 to your resistance.
At the moment.
Does Legion of Honor activate after a successful task, or
Legion of Honor is once per mission the character may do the 2 bonus momentum on a successful task, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or ignore a complication on a task, but it still has to be a successful one before you can ignore it. So, same thing, really.
Yeah.
I can put extra momentum into it if you would like. From the general pool. We're currently at +3 on 5? So 8. We can make it 10.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll spend 2 more, make that 10. Myth type shielding raised, modifications made that hopefully would work with temporal distortions, though that is an odd specification.
Well, and your modification didn't lose us the psionic protection, right?
No. It's a sideways application of shielding used around Romulan Warbird singularities. That's a lie. He's not saying the "that's a lie" part, but to the GM, that's a lie.
Yeah.
You want to do?
I could swift and do something potentially. I'm just not sure I would do.
Get an accurate picture of whatever that is.
Yeah, he does have the ability to direct someone. He doesn't have anyone to direct in a science capacity, because Sheena was on the bridge and she's gone. The other scientist is Mila, and she's also no longer on the bridge. He could direct them to access from wherever the hell they are.
It's true.
Potentially.
Yeah.
That's just a matter of who
Yeah,
is-
you could also activate an emergency science hologram.
Those are free.
For personal reasons, I'll not be doing that.
For you too.
Uh-huh. What do you got against? What do you got against the emergency hologram?
No more
No,
synths.
it's just funny to say that.
Organics now.
Yeah, he has no reason to go to Sheena because he doesn't know Sheena. She's just an observer from another vessel. I think he's
Yes, it
potentially aware
has
she's
temporal
intelligent.
mechanics as a focus.
Does she? What? Mila? Or who?
No, the emergency,
The emergency
science
scientific
Oh.
hologram.
Oh, I thought. You want to really go on the temporal aspect of things? Yeah.
No, I was just suggesting. I mean, like they have valid stuff, and they're free.
I was thinking more of the general get us information, because we're not 100% sure on what anything is right now. We're not any percent sure on what anything is right now.
Yeah.
Actually, to that aspect, Sheena is more general, and she hadn't done anything before. So hey,
So are
Direct
you
her.
directing Sheena then?
yeah, we'll direct Sheena to override something.
I'll take a support because I haven't done that yet.
Yep. And we'll spend it's 2 to be able to do that. So yes.
Reason science, difficulty opposed, assisted by ship's sensor science. The other side has +1 to its die roll because you are swifting.
Okay.
Buying a full mint.
You're missing Mila now, aren't you?
No.
Aw.
You have to.
She has values.
You
So does
called
Sheena.
it. You called
I didn't realize.
Sheena over the comms, right?
Yeah, it's probably like pressing the panel next to him or his comm badge. Yeah.
Does
Oh, I thought
Sheena,
you were using the emergency science hologram.
No.
does Sheena have a value?
Yes. Two.
Does she? So she has a determination.
Yes.
Okay, if she needs another one, I'll give it to her.
Well, I actually correct myself. It'd be +2 because it'd be +1 for Swift and +1 again because they're
+1 for-
overriding from wherever they
yeah.
are. So I
Yeah.
have 2 free hits on my side, just so you're aware.
I did make it a bit of a harder roll for her, but she does have an assist from Rylov, so
Mm-hmm. Okay. Focus in observation here.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm gonna up your comp range by 2, so you're at comp 3.
100% the observation focus was the deciding factor. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. Question.
Answer.
Should Sheena have the trait Midnight Watch Agent?
She is one, so probably.
Yeah, she would have it. Yeah.
Okay. Just add that to her traits then. Because it might come up here.
Yeah, it would be agent, not member. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had to remember their rank structure for a second.
Yeah, does the trait Midnight Watch Agent help here?
Complication or difficulty.
All hit difficulty.
Yep. In essence,
Somehow
you've taken
formally
one of my
undercover
pluses.
doesn't help.
Does formally undercover do anything.
No.
It doesn't
Yeah.
mean she's here. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Oh, yeah. All right.
That's more for underworld stuff, not for
Yeah. No, I
Eldritch
assumed as
horrors.
much. I assumed, but you know, maybe it helped for some other reason. Let's see. If the reading is not helpful right now because it's already a science roll. And all right, I am going to spend towards the value. They can always try to hide.
Yeah.
I could potentially give that right back.
I mean, would you like to?
Yeah, sure. We'll give that right back with the XO superpower.
So it's 3
Alright.
momentum gone.
Yep.
Which means I think you could spend it again to get like
Yeah, not for the
an
same.
advantage.
Yeah.
Or save it for rerolls if needed. But
Yeah, I think I'm better to save it for rerolls.
Well,
'cause
I
you're
can. If you
not,
need a reroll, I can give you one of that.
Oh, okay.
we'll
yeah,
just stack her with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Then
The
I'll-
odds are already stacked against us, so we kind of have to stack back, right?
Yeah, no, fair
Yeah.
enough.
No,
There's
you're
an
right.
advantage.
I'll spend another determination towards the same value to create the advantage. Midnight watch briefing on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, whoever just let Thralic know could have let Sheena know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And being less esoteric about it to her.
Yeah. All right. And then let's see, I've got that and that. So that canceled out the +2.
Yes.
And I have 2 hits. On difficulty opposed, I'm going to give 5 threat for 4 dice here.
Okay.
I wonder why.
That is 6 hits as of right now.
7.
7 hits.
And the ship is senses science.
It's laws.
Shall I hit that?
We have advanced sensors.
Oh, we do too. Yeah.
Oh,
You may
okay.
reduce
So
the
additional
task
hit.
by 1. So now we have a +1.
Yeah. So
And the ship's like, yeah, I'm fucking doing work today.
So that puts us at 9 +1.
yeah. So
So 10.
10.
that's 10 hits, GM.
I should stop making supporting characters.
Did you make Sheena?
Yes.
Okay, because I thought they were going to be an important story
2,
NPC.
3.
They were played by the GM last week or 2 weeks ago.
Spending 3 threat. The cosmic is infinite. There's nothing you can stop.
Yep.
Oh, that's not better. It's better, but it's not what I was looking for. 3, 4, 5. Oh well. 5 hits. Actually, that's the same number either way. I needed much lower numbers.
So we're up by 5
Yep.
at the end of the task. Wow.
Seems good.
Sheena is able to identify the following information. Just type this out for you.
And not immediately have to deal with like a burning door because of it.
Well, I mean, she's talking to Rylov. We'll
Yeah,
find
she
out.
She might not be directly routing the information to him, depending on what it is.
That is true.
You know?
Also, he's stubborn enough.
Yeah.
How many traits does he have to don't get in my head?
A lot. A lot.
Leave me alone, no one's home.
There's no one up there. Get the hell out.
Door can't be on fire if there are no doors. Go away.
This is just a room.
It's just a box.
Those are windows. What are you talking about? They don't have hinges. I said they don't have hinges. Oh. When did you change from definitely not tell Shiar to likely not tell Shiar?
You'll never know.
Okay.
I'm just surprised someone noticed.
Yeah.
I think I was like not a
Okay.
Federation spy in the Klingon games.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. Cool. Cool. This is great so far.
So, Haifa, does psionics affect you?
That for that to answer to that question, you probably need about 5,000 years worth of philosophical discussion to like get kicked off.
Oh.
I think generally the answer is no, but more no because we don't want to wrestle with the implications than a no, like a solid no.
Uh-huh. I think we should wrestle with the implications. But, you know, I played an android who had a psychic presence for some reason, so, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
and
that
it
was
has
for
been
some
sent
reason.
to
I don't feel like we have
Cheetah.
enough time.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't like a
Alright.
Rylev asking, that was like a me asking. I don't know why I said Haifa.
Is this a singular entity or a class of entities? Okay.
It'll cost you nothing. That's me
Um,
just clarifying.
Yeah. And this is also a clarification, maybe. Has it previously been encountered by the Watch, or simply?
Momentum I have to will call as well.
Okay, yeah, I'll spend momentum for that.
Let me double check one of your talents, by the way.
Sure.
Oh, this is not a successful task to investigate a crime. This is...
Yeah, lead investigator.
Yeah. I just forgot what it did, but
Well, you know, it could be a crime if we try hard enough.
I'm just going to add the description to her thing, though, so it's there on the sheet.
Yeah.
I mean, according to the Watch, it is a crime. Just good luck explaining that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, is it a crime or is it enemy action? Those are different things.
No, they're one and the same. What are you on about?
Stop that. Alright. So, no, this is specific players, type something out before. So Sheena's going to say to Rylov, it appears that our active scans are making this entity more aggressive. I suggest we cease them immediately.
Observation understood, Lieutenant. And, he'd pass on to cease active scans to the bridge, but that's outside of his action, I believe, at the time. Unless that's a minor, just because it's basically communicating, don't do it anymore.
You can communicate it, but there's no active. Yeah. You're letting the bridge know what you know. The bad guys go. Oh god. that hit. I gain 1.
He's taken this. You cannot see the threat from Midnight so seriously that we can't see its rolls.
Ba 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 ba. Whoops, that's wrong. Try again. There we go. One, 2, 3, 4. Shields, the temporal sonic shields catch a surge of energy and repel whatever it was from piercing through the bubble, the shield bubble. Something tried to pierce through with an intense amount of energy.
That was acknowledged as psionic, though. So,
yep.
Hey, information gained. There's some kind of Zerg brain out there.
With their energy stopped, do the other crew members return to activity?
For 2 momentum, they can.
Yeah, I think we spend that.
Yeah.
It's almost like in that impact, the shield's kind of modulated to cover that cutoff. There's almost like a tiny sliver, a thread of disturbance that's reaching into the ship, and the shield, as the shield modulates, it severs that connection, and the people just kind of. Some sort of crystalline entity. What the? And the person on the bridge kind of looks around, confused.
Oh, that person, the sensor operator says it's a crystalline entity?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Those are crystalline amoebic entity. What's going on? You were frozen. Oh. Okay. It turns around.
Yeah, after the attack, can Sheena add another thing over comms? Like, not an action, obviously, but...
For 6 threat, we cut away from the scene.
Alright.
That's a hard no.
That's a hard no.
One final scene as we cut back to the Upatar system.
And just for Sarana's reference, the device that was created is multi-functional in terms of how you can use it. However it can be put onto an Upantari, there's many different ways. So however Sarana wants to wear it or insert it or whatever.
I imagine she probably just puts it against her skin and then goop pulls it inside of her. Yeah. Creates a hole to slide it in.
Yeah, and I just imagine the components are like a translucent or semi-camouflaging, so they just match her internals.
Yeah, and if someone were to inspect it, unless they knew what they were looking at, they'd probably think it's some sort of curio, a neat little subcutaneous implant that just looks cool.
Yep. like a shiny piece of internal jewelry or something.
I imagined it's like culturally similar to a tattoo, except
Mhm.
because you're semi-translucent, it's a thing that you hold inside of you that is also weird and translucent, but a little different.
So you step into the Minister of Defense's chambers, and this is specifically on the in level 7, 7-1 specifically. So it's in the same area the Parliament halls would be in. That's where various ministerial offices are. And in the chamber, you see there are a variety of star charts and battle plans. Well, battle plans, that's overly dramatic. Like fleet positions, holographics of where things might be, what potential threats there are, noting where Starfleet vessels are, where Klingon vessels might be, where Romulan vessels might be, that sort of thing. Because this chamber is less unlike the presiding speaker's office. The presiding speaker is an expression of whoever that speaker is, because their real job is in the assembly chamber. They don't do most of their work in their office. The office is just a place to rest and have quick meetings and then carry on their day. But this is like the working office of the Ministry of Defense, of the Minister of Defense. Normally this room would be chock full. Likely as a junior officer, you might have spent some time, not under this minister, but under some other minister. You might have clerked with some other minister to watch one of these screens and update them. And, that's just a thing everyone does so they know what it's like in here. Especially your character, because you've ascended the ranks, so you've probably impressed certain people in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she'll kind of nervously slide her way in, both playing nervous because she's supposed to be dumb or be playing dumb and not know everything she knows, and also actually nervous because she's kind of half afraid that he's going to execute her. She'll just look at him and say, I understand that you want to see me, sir.
Jaffa himself seems to be thoroughly blooming in golden flowers, and there seems to be a haze of this pollen hanging over him. You get the feeling that this is one that denotes Jaffa is an older Savix caste, because they're flowering quite thoroughly. But the extra amount of pollen kind of indicates excitement or intense concentration, something of that nature. But without context, It's hard to tell specifically what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Captain of Stars, please come closer. Come closer.
I will shuffle closer.
Closer still, closer. You're almost like it's almost like you're being asked to get either go around the desk they're behind or on it. It's
Sir, why must I be in such intimate range to have this conversation with you?
Because I trust the Upantari link for what we speak of is of a personal and private nature.
Okay, very well then. And she will shimmy to the side and touch him and start a link.
For 2 momentum, this thing can catch what's being transmitted, because that's a part of Upantari physiology.
Sure. That works for me.
Because it might be just in case they do this, because Upantari sometimes can talk this way.
Yeah, that might have been a helpful suggestion from the Upantari that she was working on in the first place.
It's like, hey, if I wanted to have a secret conversation, I would just tap them and...
I should have thought of that beforehand. But look, I'm not the brightest slime in the can.
Don't worry. That's why we have Talora.
You see...
The slime in a can? Sorry, go ahead.
Happy birthday, slime in a can. It's like coming out of a cake. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going.
Party popper.
So, anyway, you get imagery, colored with excitement, of a Halanak station that looks quite different from the one you know now. Instead of one that has a fancy bar and diplomatic suites, it instead has a fire base, and it has an extended shuttle bay system with an array of fighters. And there seems to be a mix of various alien weaponry, which in the connection is a mixture, you learn is a connection of Klingon, Romulan, and Breen. Breen? Hold on, sorry. I might have said the wrong thing. Sorry, 1 second. DM might have screwed up. Klingon and Romulan, I know. It's the third one I always screw up on.
I think it was Breen.
It was either Tholian or Brain, and I don't remember which one it was.
Definitely Breen over Tholian.
Oh, sorry, I correct myself. A combination of Romulan, Zenkethi, Breen, Gorn, and Tholian weaponry and ships. And the station's just bristling with all these different types of fighters and variety of weapons and polaron beams and shield systems. You don't see a single Starfleet ship in the area.
And am I getting the impression that this is entirely converted to a military base, that there are no civilian or commercial uses happening here, and this is entirely a defensive, a military base?
Yes.
Okay. This is a very, very interesting thing you are showing me, Minister.
Oh, it gets better, it gets better, it gets better. You see imagery of Jaffa standing, not in the little, in the assembly chamber, the presiding speakers put up in a high space where everyone can see them. They can't, symbolically, they can't hide from anyone. They must be always seen. It must always be heard, but they can never hide their feelings because they are a function of the assembly. Instead, Jaffa is on the ground talking up at people, which in the free information spheres is something a witness does. It's not something, it seems humble, but for a leader to do it, it sounds like you're commanding up at people. So it's unseemly for a free information sphere to command from down there. A witness can command respect, but a government official doesn't talk down there. That's not what they're for. And beside Jaffa, Jaffa's dressed in various extra regalia. A lot of it's Savage Cast looking, what few military decorations they get. But there's also like other alien decorations that seem to come from these other places. And then you're beside him as dressed in... Jaffa's in some sort of role that doesn't exist. And across the link, the Savage Cast is having a hard time communicating the idea. You get leader, but there's some Savage Cast specific term that's getting lost in the connection. But you do understand what you are. You are definitely the Minister of Defense. And the two of you are dictating up into the crowd of various officers of the who are made up of Opatari, Savage Cast, and in theory, with some observers of the other species.
We're dictating, all right. Okay. I will take this information, and what I want to project to him is a lot of shock and awe, and that's not even really far off from what she's actually feeling, which is shock and awe in a very different sense, not in a, oh, isn't this so cool kind of way, but oh my god, how did we let it get to this point that this is what this guy wants? And she's trying to cover up any horror she might feel about this.
Give me presence command opposed. They might notice that you're, like, they might feel that over the connection.
Yeah. All right. Presence command. Okay. A focus in Upantari etiquette.
Yeah, the ways to cover it up. There's polite ways to cover things up over a connection.
All right. You tell me how much you're buying, and then I'll buy in return.
I have no threat. I can't buy.
Oh, and I have no momentum. Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you tell me what you're buying, and we'll see what I'm buying.
Yeah. Okay.
Just determination it that way he doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
We're
Honestly,
like window
I think that-
shopping right now. Okay.
That's not actually a bad idea.
Yeah, just determination spending is probably the safest thing to do.
I don't have a determination. I'll have to look at the milestone in a second.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why I want to spend the exo ability on myself when I could. Okay.
Look, I
Oh yeah,
would've-
that's yeah.
I
Can I-
would have given you mine if you talked to me about this at all, but you just said you were addressing a family emergency.
I didn't want to talk to you about it because the last time I told a Starfleet officer about my secret plans, I got arrested.
That was entirely your fault, though.
I look, it might have been my fault. Okay, we don't know whose fault it was. It could have been anyone's fault. But
No.
hypothetically, even if it was my fault, I think I learned a lesson from that, and that is that I'm okay at doing espionage, but Starfleet is terrible at it.
You're not wrong.
Point out, we've mentally linked before Serana, so like, you know.
Okay.
Smiley face.
Uh-huh.
So what you spending? What you buying?
Thinking.
Oops, wrong thing. I clicked on the wrong thing. Try again. There we go.
Actually, better idea here, because I generally like challenging values rather than spending milestones anyways. So this is kind of like the ideology of nationalism that Serana has experienced, coming to like its logical conclusion that this is the ultimate escalation of it. Can I argue that this might inspire, as your beliefs have been challenged and questioned and pushed back and forth recently, could I argue that I could challenge the FIS must forge its own path here on the grounds that like he is showing me the end result of this, and this is not something that I want?
Oh, yeah. I'll let you strike that. That hurts. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. So I'm striking that. Okay. I have the value the mission comes first. I would like to argue that I am able to keep calm because I know how important it is that we execute the mission
Yeah.
that will topple them. Okay. So that gives us automatic 2 successes. I'm rolling a 14. I have a 4 in command and a focus. I'm just going to roll flat. Okay, so that's 4, 5.
And I'll note that mechanically, I can't spend for determination without spending 3 threat. That's how I determination spend as a bad guy.
Mhm.
So I can only roll these 2 and hope they both do really well. And even then, I don't think you'll.
Hope you score a 3 on one of them.
That's 2 hits. Nothing I can do about it.
All right. So
Generate
that means
3.
I generate 3 momentum.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're able to hide that.
Yeah, and I would like to spend 2 of that momentum on the advantage that I convince him that my shock at this is like impressment of like a, oh my god, this is what I've always wanted scenario, like
Sure.
that he thinks this is my dream come true. And I want to say, is this really possible? Do you think this could actually happen?
You get an image of Thralic and the various Starfleet officers being forced, like being held at mass driver point. Actually, no, not even mass drivers, like disruptor point and blade point, and being ferried off, and there's cheering of people, of them being shaken off. And then you see the Harbinger station being destroyed by an armada of ships. And you see yourself, Jaffa, and Commander Chig sharing drinks and telling stories.
Sir, I apologize for I apologize for not answering your summons immediately. I got the complete wrong impression of what you were of what you wanted here, sir. If this is what you want, this is what I want. Sign me up.
You get he kind of pushes a tendril to have you break the connection between the psychic connection between the two of you.
Oh no.
And then says aloud, I'm certain that during Harmony Fest that you should be the one who has the honor of escorting the Klingon ambassador, Commander Chegg. And I'm certain that he will learn a lot, you will learn a lot, and we, as a sphere, can be unified in our enlightenment.
She looks at him and she manifests the colors of determination and just says, we are in solidarity.
Roll not to throw up.
Have a pleasant and wonderful day, Captain of Stars.
You too, Minister. She will leave. Okay. Yeah, she will leave. Sneak off to the local restroom. Have a mild panic attack in one of the stalls, and then come back out, very calm and confident, and see, I'm not confident that I'm not being followed after all of this. So I am not going to the safe house. I'm not contacting anybody. I am just going to attempt to go about my regular duties, and I will intercept Kovic or whoever else when I get the appropriate chance. I can't. If I just immediately go to the harmonizers, he knows the game is up. But if I meet Kovic in a couple hours, per regular meetings about security protocols, then nothing is out of the ordinary. So yes, I want to attempt to go back about my regular duties, and I will tell people when I can tell them.
I mean, you don't need to tell anyone at all. It's already been said. It's already caught entirely.
It's true.
Talora can just finish her coffee and go find Kovic later.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean that works too.
Yeah.
There's probably that moment of, oh no, wait, oh, that's right, it's remote. They already know.
Yeah, I just like the image of like she's there, is her life on the line. Talora's just like boots up on a fucking table in a coffee shop somewhere, keeping an eye on it. Like, this is fascinating. Because she has a surveillance focus.
This isn't her first rodeo, as it were.
No.
You're like playing Tetris or something on one screen and watching the view on the other screen.
Bro, she just like turned the remote listening device was a modified Switch. Like,
so with all that shown and said, that will be it. That'll be all for now, as the larger truth has been revealed and a hidden truth has been forced upon the psyche of those who are merely trying to save those in peril. What will be done with these truths, we'll have to see next time. For now, all of you watching, thank you very much for watching. Those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we'll find out what happens next time. Bye. Oh, God's in heaven. There we go. This way. There we go.
oh boy.
Gods in heaven, midnight threats in star systems,
Yeah.
Stuff.
How do you spell Lupentari again?
With a U.
I know that. That's the only bit I've got. I'm pretty sure I spelled this.
Upentari.
If that is the spelling, then I got it correct.
That is the spelling. I'm reading it off of
Oh,
the
lovely.